Good afternoon, everybody. This is Flock of Seagulls. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Flock of Seagulls. Um, it's the One Bun and our good friend Rick. Isn't that right, Rick?
Yes, hello there. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Good
That is
evening.
that's a lovely
Yes,
pocket square that you have there, Rick.
it is. Thank you for mentioning it. Very elegant.
Happen similar.
Our, yeah, of our seminal attack on the Watchtower on November 5th. Thought it'd be
Oh,
nice to.
hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm glad that everybody is joining us. That's great. Sour Blaze, Black Sheep, just made it to Markel. Is it Gato? Like cat? Huh. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
And let's see here, we got, I'm not sure if it's Geary or Jiri Kunkel. Do you know how to
fun,
pronounce it?
isn't it Funkle?
It says Kunkel, Kunkel. I mean,
Right, okay.
unless
Oh,
it's the F pronunciation
no,
of the letter K.
I thought Doctor Disco or something.
No. Right.
Sorry, no
Oh,
weird.
hi, Mike, and hi, Jenny. Um,
Right,
right. Well, welcome everybody. So today we are going to talk about stuff that we can say in the hall when we actually get there, or the hotel, wherever the thing's going to be held. It just depends for you. Um, and we're also going to talk about like strategies as far as like the timing, because you really only get like a short amount of time. You get a small little window of time, because they will kick you out and you got to leave. You really can't just stay there because you're going to get arrested. That's what happens. Okay. So just let's get the show on the road. Rick?
okay. Thanks for throwing me in there. It's very nice. Now, yeah, so I would say you've got about 20 or 30 seconds
Hi, Don.
of
Sorry.
actually being able to have people listen surround you before they start putting the music on, whatever they do to shut you up. You've got about 20 to 30 seconds. So you don't have time for a big, long winded biblical debate. You've got to say one sentence. You've got room for one sentence. And that's it. Now, you will be able to say stuff afterwards because people will catch bits of it. But your sweet spot is that initial sentence. They're going to listen because then they've got to react to it. So make it short, make it sharp, but also do your research. Make sure that sentence is absolutely incontrovertibly true. Make sure it's your absolute premium best argument in one sentence. So there you go. There's the bar I've set for us tonight, Asha.
Yeah,
That's
just basically take your, what you want to say, like come up with a speech of what you'd like to say if you had all the time in the world, and then like let that simmer on the stove for about 3 hours until it, gets down to the bare, like good stuff, the syrup, the delicious fat that you want. Okay? That's what we're
cool.
doing.
You boil a cow down to the essence
Oh,
of
that's
cow.
disgusting. I'm just kidding.
But
I'm not.
no cattle will be harmed in this thought experiment. Don't worry, it's all good.
Oh my
Just thought
goodness.
I'd make.
Oh, by the
Yeah, so
way,
you've got.
I don't know if you're in the live chat or not, Rick, but Dawn is here and she's not feeling so great.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I haven't got the live chat. I should better do it on my little phone. I think.
Mm,
Oh dear.
speaking of fun, mine is dying. That's good. It's always dying. That's
No,
okay. I have.
you're normally on the ball, aren't you? With the
Huh?
chat, you're normally pretty good with that. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm really bad at charging my phone, actually. Oh, you mean the live chat? No, I'm actually not on the ball with the live chat. In fact, like the first couple of streams that I did recently, um, about the memorial, like oh my goodness, I wasn't paying attention for like half of them, or more than half. of the first one at least. I know that for sure because I looked back at it. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even talk to anybody in there. I completely forgot about it for like most of it until I think Black Sheep mentioned it.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, you know, see, he's on the ball with that. That's who's on the ball. My hair is all sticking up. It's like, hey, get a haircut, hippie. And I'm like,
It's the
I'm
do
sorry.
look. Not everyone can rock a budgerigar look. Good on you, mate. Right, here we go.
Yeah, Ray says, I know Ray. Ray says, hey there, please message me. And he gave his email, and it says, come and happy to discuss my ideas, best Ray. Oh yeah, we've talked before. Remember, Ray? We've actually had a conversation before. He called me up on video, and he gave me some advice on like crashing kingdom halls and stuff I can discuss with the witnesses if I'm going to car crash and all that. He was pretty helpful, and he's been helpful in the past too in groups. He has usually some pretty good advice to offer. So yeah, Ray's a pretty good dude to talk to if you need some help.
Hey, I've got the live chat. Hey, look at that. I'm so technically advanced. Oh, it's gone again. Stop it. Stop being bad. Come on. There we go. Look, I'm all technical. Look at me. Look at me. I can do things. Okay, what am I doing?
Oh, by the way, is it Gary or is it Jerry, or how do you pronounce it, Mr. or Mrs. Kunkel? I'm guessing you're a dude, right? I'm guessing. Oh, look at him. He's chatting. Look who's entered 2018. I like to pick on Rick.
Always spot on. It's always spot on. This is the first time I've had the live chat. And
goodbye, Grey Tweed Road. Apparently, they missed the jacket. All right. Sorry. So, right. Yeah.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, wasn't it? Which is a particularly brilliant Elton John song. Highly recommend people go and listen.
Hey, Rick, we have a question in the live chat from Jenny. She wants to know, I'm going on my first crash this week, so can you give any advice? Yeah, sure, actually. Because that's what this whole stream is about, is crashing the memorial, and the advice. We're going to give advice on specifically, mostly just what you're going to say part and the timing aspects and, having to deal with the elders and all that. But it can apply, of course, to a normal crash as well. So yeah, advice. The advice I would give is, I know I sound like a broken record probably to people who usually are on here, but speak from the heart. That's number one. Number two, for your own safety, I strongly recommend recording yourself, because you never know what kind of stuff can happen and that they could possibly accuse you of should there be any legal stuff happening. Number three, you don't have to upload it just because you recorded it. If you don't want to upload it, you don't have to. That recording is really just to protect you. Okay, and another one, number four, I think would be like, you have like less than a minute and a half or so to speak your piece. So try to make sure you have your stuff down pretty well by the time you get there, because I guarantee you, when you get in there, you might be nervous. And you're going to be like zoning out a little bit. I know that I kind of have like almost an out-of-body experience when I go and do this. So it's kind of weird. So it's good to have everything super memorized and down and just ready to go. Also, back to the recording stuff though, if you're going to record it, make sure you have lots of space on your phone. Make sure your phone is charged, like completely. You never know what could happen. Make sure that you also put it on airplane mode if you are just going to be recording it, like with your camera on your phone. Put your phone on airplane mode, because you don't want any outside interference from the internet, like people messaging you or calling, like somebody calling you. Make sure you put your phone on do not disturb if you can, so that nobody can call you, or like, and turn off all the sound and stuff. That way no ding, 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 or anything like that from like apps or anything can come up either. Let's see here. And also, if you can't afford to, for some reason, lose the space on your phone because you just can't let go of all those like gorgeous selfies of yourself, then what you need to do is use your Facebook or use your YouTube account and just do a private live stream. Private just so that, you know, I mean, unless you want everybody to watch, but like private just so that you can save it and deal with it and edit it later if you want to chop out boring parts like all the song part or whatever.
That's the best.
And the on the live stream part, yeah, like I said, make it private if you want like more like more control over the footage, because like I said, it could be long and boring with the thing in the front and the song in the beginning. And yeah, for the live stream, that's pretty simple. Just try to like dim your screen as much as possible. I do that with my phone. I'll take it and I'll put it on the lowest brightness, because you can't really turn the screen off when you're live streaming, otherwise it'll shut off the live stream. So I'll dim the screen as much as possible, and I'll stick it in my pocket, you know, with the camera facing outward, obviously, and I'll do that, or I'll just hold it up straight up, whatever. And that'll help, because like if they see a big glowing thing in your pocket, you know, they're probably going to be like, are you recording something? So
Please.
It helps to like dim the screen a little bit. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. I usually try to have two recording devices going at the same time, just in case one fails. And if you can't do that, bring a friend with you if you can, so that you can have a fail safe there as well, a friend recording you, or just for a different angle. If you're like me and you like to just put things together like that, because it's fun. Any other advice? Oh, wait, yeah, more advice. Don't bring weapons. Leave when they ask you to. And when I say leave when they ask you to, I mean legally what you really need to do is just as soon as they ask you to leave, just kind of start walking. You don't have to walk super fast. You don't have to book it out of there. Just move, like moonwalk slowly out of there. And say whatever you want to say. Like, be saying your piece while you're still walking. That's all you got to do. That way, not only do you get to say everything you wanted to say, but you can also reach more people that way. Because if you're like me, I'm kind of soft-spoken in real life. I know it doesn't sound like it because I'm on the stream and you can actually hear me right now. But you can ask Rick. I have a tiny voice in real life. It sucks. So I basically end up sounding like I'm yelling and angry or something if, you know, I try to raise my voice, because that's just how it is, unfortunately. So what I try to do is just speak in, you know, as loud of a possible voice as I can without sounding like I'm yelling, but do this as I'm walking out of the hall. And you're supposed to do this in kind of like a horseshoe formation. Like, you enter from the back, you go around the side, go up to the front, if you can. If you can't, then whatever side you're on, like, if you think you're going to get kicked out immediately, just go to the front, or as much toward the front as you can, and then like walk around the side all the way up to the very back, you know, to the entrance of the Kingdom Hall, and be slow about it. And like I said, take your time, look at people, look them in the eye, and tell them what you have to say. And you know, be loud and clear, but be yourself. Just let your emotion come through, and people will connect with your message. I've always felt like some of the people that I spoke to at halls were actually looking at me and paying attention to me and connecting with what I was saying. It happens, and certainly the children were. I know that. I mean, you can see their heads turning and looking at certain points.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just, that's a tactic that's good, is to speak while you're walking out, because you get to say more, and more people will hear you, especially if you're soft spoken, and only one tiny bit of the hall will hear you if you just stand there and speak the entire time. So, let me see here. Any other tips, Rick? You got anything?
I've got my whiteboard. So she said, speak from the heart. What does it say there? I can't even actually read it. Record for safety. Make sure you got some space on your phone, or you can use a private live stream. Dim your screen while you're in there so they can't see it. Take a friend for different angles, and of course, no guns.
Yeah, no weapons, nothing,
None
no
of that.
drugs, please. And if you
No.
if you can help it, can you please not show up intoxicated? That's probably for the best. Don't do that. I mean, I know that the thought of going back to the hall is probably like just like vomit inducing, but like calm your nerves in a legal way if you can. Like, I don't know, take a Xanax or something. If you have a prescription for that. If you have a prescription for that, legal team.
Legal team, yeah, God. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Or just do some yoga or some breathing exercises, or just meditate for a little bit beforehand and just chill. Try to be as relaxed as you can before this, because it's going to be a little stressful when you're there. I promise. Like just a little bit. And that's because one, you're not going to feel happy where you are. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're an ex-Jehovah's Witness and you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're like kind of pissed off that, you were lied to, and that, your family's shunning you and all this other stuff. So this is going to be traumatic for you to return to the place where all of this started, basically. Especially if you were raised in that kind of thing, especially if you're going to do this in the hall that you attended. So yeah, it's going to be stressful. So try to be really clear your mind, relax, have a nice cup of tea. Don't put any milk in it because that's gross. Go sit out in your garden and meditate, or pet a Chester. Just go on a walk with your dog, and then I know that, like, I know you would think that it's a good idea to eat beforehand, but I mean, you be the judge of that for yourself. But for me, I know personally I can't eat beforehand because my stomach gets into all kinds of knots while I'm doing this. So yeah, I can't. I can't. My stomach got in knots just from doing a cart crash. In fact, I think it was actually worse with the cart crash than it was with with any of the Kingdom Hall crashes that I've done. But I do know that for sure, Kingdom Hall crashes, not only do they hurt my stomach, especially right as I'm about to go in, I actually feel much better once I'm in there and I'm speaking and then I'm leaving. Like, I feel so much better from those points on. But like right before I go in, my stomach is just like, oh, it's like a big old swirling sea. Poseidon cursed it, like, it's horrible.
I'm actually asking.
So, yeah. Huh?
I'm multitasking.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, it's really horrible, and that's like why I don't really recommend, at least not for me. If you're like me, don't do that. Don't eat right before you go in there. Don't go in a completely empty stomach though. Like maybe drink a little, something like almond milk or something to soothe your stomach a bit, or take an antacid or something that might help.
Yeah, I definitely advise that.
But do not eat a big heavy meal before that, unless you're just like, you're the kind of person that this makes you absolutely not even a little bit nervous, and you're just like, I'm gonna go kick some butt. Like, then go ahead, eat your victory or pre-victory meal.
take your KFC bucket in with you, guys. Do both. Multitask. I'm here for the feast of Jesus. I brought some chicken. Come on, what's the problem? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't like I personally for me also I wouldn't drink a bunch of coffee or anything right before I go in unless you need coffee to function or something. If you're one of those people, then yeah, go ahead and do your coffee. But for me, that would just like really upset my stomach if I'm about to go in and do that.
Yeah.
Um, oh,
What we got in the live chat?
hey Stacy, and hey Apostate Coffee Break, and oh my Mango Bango. That's April. Yep. Hey everybody. Let's see here. What else? Oh gosh, I'm trying to think because like, trying to think of all the crashes that I've done and like what was I wish I had known beforehand. Like, I mean, yeah, even the best of us get nervous. So expect to be a little nervous and don't be ashamed that you're nervous or anything. I shook for parts of it. So don't think I walked up in there like, yeah, fuck you, whatever. No, it wasn't like that. There were parts where my hands were shaking, where I could feel the quaking in my voice. Like it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, if you can, maybe save the eating for afterward. I know that my first two crashes, I slept a lot afterward for two reasons. One, because it is so exhausting, like mentally and emotionally, and I guess that takes a toll on you physically as well. But also, um, because I didn't sleep the night before very well on either of those. Because I was a little bit like, one, I was trying to prepare, like, get really, really prepared. And two, I was, like I said, I was just anxious. So, try if you can to get a good night's sleep the night beforehand. But if you can't, you know, just try to be in a situation where you can get home and take a good nap afterward. I know I slept from like, let's see here, I want to say 7 or 8 o'clock until like 10 the next morning or something. It was a lot of sleep. There was a lot of sleep happening after that. I was tired.
Well, it's just emotionally exhausting as well, isn't it? That's what it is. That's what takes the toll.
Yeah, and don't
If
don't feel bad if, about that. Don't feel inadequate. Don't feel like shit, I can't do this. Everybody else looks like it's so effortless and they look all like badasses and stuff. Like, really? Well, I can't speak for everybody else. They are badasses, but me, I'm not a badass. Like, I go in there and it is exactly as I've described to you just now. My stomach gets sour right as I'm entering the Kingdom Hall. And I have kind of an out of body experience almost. It's weird. Like, I dissociate basically upon entering. And, you know, I just feel like I'm floating and I'm not really there, except I know I am. It just feels weird. I don't know how to explain it really, but I guess it's kind of the only way I can really do it sometimes. I do it a lot more easily now. I think that was more like the first 2 or 3 times. But like the one that I did with Zeb and Stacy and Tatiana, I did not feel like that at the Kingdom Hall. I was not nervous like that. My body did not leave my brain or anything. Everything was fine. But yeah, the first couple of times it was like my brain was like, "You can stay. I'm leaving." And then like my body was just on autopilot, and I was just saying the stuff that I came there to say, and then I was leaving, and that was it.
then you came
So
back in the room.
yeah. Yep. And then my brain was like, "Oh, hey, what's up? How'd it go?" "Not good, man. Not good." "You missed some crazy stuff."
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
Stacey
that's why I
says I'm
left.
dirty when I go in because I don't like looking like I'm going back. Yeah, because there's that look of expectation. Oh, they're back. Oh, we've got some new recruits, and there's that little hungry look, I should imagine. Yeah, in their eyes. A very certain experience. They loved bombed us when we went into the first hall, didn't they? Gave us Bibles, and they were all sort of, ooh, new blood. This is great. And it was quite creepy, actually. So I can get with that, Stacey. That wasn't that. What that really did feel. really insincere and really unpleasant. They didn't give a shit about me. I was a bum on a seat, and I was a potential $5 in the contribution box. That's what they see. Dollars and cents.
True. Although, you know, it's funny. Professor walked up in there with his suit, his crazy looking professor suit, because you know that wasn't no Jehovah's Witness regulation suit. That was more like a professor style suit, and I loved it. But yeah, they walked up to him and they gave him a Bible. You got a Bible. And I walked up in there like I was at least wearing a dress, and they were like, "You get nothing." They're like, "We can smell the apostate on you. In fact, we have your picture in the back."
It's
they
just
probably
your face. You look shifty. What can I say?
I do look shifty. Yeah, I didn't even. It's not like I walked up in there like this, like, "Hey, what's up, Jehovah's Witnesses? How's it hanging? Are y'all having a meeting right now? Can I join you for the meeting? Are you guys having wine?"
What on earth
I love
did you
wine.
say that you acted? Ooh, I bet you were blaspheming against Jehovah's Stick and doing something appropriate. Yeah. Anyway, no questions yet. Yeah, Stacey, I agree. You're totally right about that one. The cart and wine thought is awesome and scary. Yeah, he says to set up a food cart outside.
Oh my God. Actually, you know what? That would be a hilarious way to unwitness to people. That would be a hilarious way to unwitness to people. Set up a food cart outside of the memorial, like a taco truck or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then like with the taco truck, be like, yes, like name the tacos like a bunch of apostate shit. Like name the tacos 607 was a lie. Your order is ready. Who had the 607 is BS. No? And it's like a bean and cheese taco or something.
This would be brilliant. That would be brilliant.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Also, hold on. We had a question earlier that I wanted to address. We were asked, you know, do I need to dress up because I don't have any Kingdom Hall clothes? You don't have to. I actually don't because, like, well, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't have, like, all of my Kingdom Hall clothes are slutty. So, no. So no, I don't really have any Kingdom Hall regulation clothes, but you know, they don't care. They let you in, they figure you're just there and you're like, "Oh, it's an interested person." Okay. I mean, like I walk up in there with like looking the way I do and they're just like, "Well, we can convert her." You know, like it's just like we can rebuild him. We don't want to spend a lot of money.
Well, the thing is, the Watchtower is just a big meat grinder, and you just be put in the meat grinder and ground up, and they come out new personality, don't they? So they don't give a, you know, as I say, you're a bum on a seat, and you're a potential contribution every week. Oh, and don't forget Labour knocking on, or don't even knock on doors anymore, but you know, doing all that stuff.
Right.
So,
but
crap.
I do have some advice regarding clothing, though. I'm gonna have to remove my special little pocket square for a second. My apostic square. Anyway, wow, that was awkward. Okay. Anyway, here's my only advice. If you do have some kind of a shirt or jacket that has like a pocket where you can hold your phone, if you want to be kind of discreet about your recording, boom. You're going to need to like make sure that your phone actually fits to where the camera actually is right over the top there so that it doesn't look like point. So it doesn't look all fucking obvious and stuff. So yeah, there you go. Oh, and by the way, if anybody has a problem with my swearing, I'm really fucking sorry. I'm shit. I'm like, fuck. Sorry. Like, I don't mean to be an asshole about it. It's just like, I naturally speak this way. It's not something that I mean like that I do to insult people. I mean, if I'm insulting you, you're gonna know. I mean,
yeah.
But it'll actually probably, ironically enough, involve very little swearing. But yeah. But yeah, this is just how I speak. I'm not trying to be offensive, so I'm sorry if it does offend you. I really am. I mean, if it bugs you, like, my bad. But it's just me. So
Yep.
anyway,
Well, you know, folks, if you're going to get offended, there's loads of bunny and kitty videos out on YouTube. You can go and look at some conspiracy theory. There's thousands of channels out there. So, you know, that being said, welcome.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the memorial too. Like, oh, the Jehovah's Witnesses are going to get offended. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they should have thought about that before joining a child raping cult.
Yeah.
You know, that's
And
I'm
like,
sorry, but the deaths and the child abuse and all that disgusting shit and the shunning and all of that, the suicides due to all of that is it so outweighs the slight offense that they might take that I'm interrupting their memorial. Okay, like that's how I truly feel about it. Okay, now you know how I feel. All right, cool. That's my personal opinion. Now, if you feel differently, if you're worried you're going to offend them or whatever, okay, that's fine. You are totally entitled to your opinion. Have every right to do and feel how you wish. That's why we're not in a cult anymore, right?
yeah.
We're allowed to be different. And I respect that. So do you.
Hmm.
But I do encourage you to do something, even if it's not going to be like, hardcore crashing, like the aggressive stuff, the gutter activism.
Yeah. You know, I labour this point a lot, but I think it's a good analogy. Okay, we're at war with the Watchtower. They declared war on us.
We need to
Tony
meet them at their
Morris did.
level, man. They gave
Yeah.
us the
So,
tools to fight them too.
yeah. So they turned us into little shock troops for Jehovah, didn't they? That's what they did. They turned us into these little automatons for handing out stuff. And so, yeah, use that stuff against them. But also remember that if we are now a guerrilla campaign against a much larger and more powerful foe, and if you look at any military strategy, trying to deal with a guerrilla campaign is really, really difficult. It's just hard to pin down and hard to stop. So that's in our advantage. But also, people have different roles in armies. You don't have someone who's always going down the old rope from the helicopter and being a real badass. You get people back home who do the postal service, and you get people who do the who cook the food, and you get the people who work in the hospitals, and so on. There's a whole array of different roles within the military to accomplish that goal. So don't expect everyone in the XJW community to be like a crack commando traveling
Right.
down that weapon, just about ready to fire. We need people to peel the spuds. We need people to work at the hospital. We need people to deal with the mail. We need all those. Find the role that fits your conscience, that fits your circumstances, and that's what both of us are saying.
Look,
That's what
the
we've all.
bottom line is people are going to listen or they're not going to listen. Period.
Mm,
No matter how you do it, no matter how you present it, if you give them information and they don't look into it, they don't give a crap. That's
yeah,
just how it, like, I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Like, I mean, yeah, they might listen to you if you're nicer, and that's why I do try to be a little more mild about my approach. But I mean, they might also listen to somebody who goes in there crying or freaking out or whatever. It's possible. Like, I know I would certainly be a little bit moved, at least if I saw somebody crying and speaking their mind about something. I would at least want to kind of look into it. Like, why is this person so upset about this? And if somebody came in acting kind of crazy, I would want to know why they were so disturbed. Like, um, the only reason that apostate sign that I saw as a teenager, read the Bible, not the Watchtower, didn't work on me was because I was like, we do read the Bible. I thought we did anyway. I didn't realize we were reading it. They should have added to the sign, uh, read the entire Bible in its full context, because that's what they meant.
yeah. But try fitting that on a sign.
I know, but the sign it didn't land on me. Like I was like, but we do read the Bible, so like I didn't realize it.
Would you like me to show you a couple of my ideas that I prepared earlier?
Yeah,
Should we
Let's
do
hear
that
it.
tomorrow? I don't mind.
Oh, do you want to pop up one of your signs?
Yeah. Check this
All right.
out.
All right. Let's have a sign. Let's have a look at his sign.
I even used mathematics. I'm
We're gonna
very
focus
proud.
on you here. Australian Royal Commission case
Royal.
study 29.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
There's
That's
pith
and
point.
are you gonna would you recommend holding that up like during the while you're speaking, or like on your way out, or outside the hall, like when people are walking out?
You can do it whenever you want, can't you?
Because if you're doing it when people are walking out, what you're gonna need is like a much bigger sign than that, because people aren't gonna be able to. But if
This
you're in the hall and
of what
you're standing by people, people are going to read that while you're talking. Like they might try to ignore what you're saying, but they'll be tempted to look at what you've got on your sign, and it's
yeah.
yellow too, so that's very attractive.
And it makes a good noise too.
Oh,
Right.
hey, Don's got a quick question here that perhaps you can tackle for us, Rick. Who, why, and
Who, why,
when
and
was the two witness rule
started?
started? Yeah, Jinx.
Have no idea. I'm afraid. That's some research for you, Dawn. There you go. I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that one. No.
Hey, the N and the W aren't closed off. Are they meant to be connected like that?
Oh, I haven't finished it, but never mind. So it's no to two witness rule for sexual assault.
Hmm.
And one sentence, and that will make him think. These were just some ideas I had this afternoon. So thought I'd share.
Did you answer the question?
I don't know the answer to when the two witness rule started, but I should imagine it started probably
Let me
under
look it up.
yes.
Talk
But
amongst yourselves.
I actually don't know, I'm afraid. So there's some research. Anyone in the live chat can answer Dawn's question because I can't.
I'm looking it up right
That's
now.
right. Bible, but not for child abuse or rape. Absolutely
Looking
right, mate.
it up live. Okay. Um. Well, crap. I don't know when this shit was started. This is good. I'm looking it up
Yeah,
because I want to know.
Yeah, I think what Dawn Elizabeth means is when was it brought into the Watchtower Bible and the Tract Society as one of its policies? I think that's what
Yeah,
Dawn's
I
question.
know. I know. Let me see here. It says
Yeah, it's from the
as
Bible.
far back as 1981. That's what
Oh,
I'm reading.
okay. That
But I
makes
want to
sense.
say it's got to be, surely that it wouldn't have been a bit sooner than that. No, I mean, not sooner, but like farther back is what I meant.
Well, maybe they did that when Ray Franz left because that was around that time, wasn't it? And they had quite a bit of challenge in the early 80s, from what I can remember,
Okay.
kid. And I was quite young, I was like 10, 11. But I remember there being quite a bit of, restlessness around that time. So maybe they brought that in. Also, that allegedly, I must stress allegedly because this hasn't been proven, but I do believe the victim, obviously, but not legally um, verified, is one of the governing body members, Greenlees, was apparently molesting a child. So maybe they brought it in then to protect their own. Maybe that was it. I really can't tell you. There's some research for someone, and that goes back to we're at war. Someone's job is doing research on the enemy. You have spies. You have people back at home doing their days spent analysing. He's so cute. With
Somebody
his mum.
mentioned him in the chat.
Yeah, he's up on the shelf. Yeah.
He's being a butthead.
Oh, Chester.
You continue talking, I'll go grab him.
We need to boost our viewers. Quick, get the cat. Get the cat, for God's sake. Hurry up.
Winchester.
The cat is back.
It's the Chester Show. Hi, Chester. Hi. Who's a good boy?
Yes, and that's a good point by Stacey. When it got put into the Elders book for reputation protection, yes, and that Elders book has one that predates it as well.
Say hi,
So
boy.
Shepherd the Flock of God is the only one. In fact, they had one before that as well. So the sort of Secret Elders manual goes way back.
Kisses.
Yes, love that pussycat. He's so cute. What's that? What's
He's hearing a possum running around underneath the
that?
building here, underneath the crap shack.
And yeah, I think it's very impressive. You can make something out of sods of glass. Actually, well done. You make it look like drywall. I think that's really impressive.
Who's my happy boy? Who's my happy boy? He's so happy. He's a good boy. Sometimes.
Good boy with everybody else, and he's a good boy with you sometimes.
He's a good boy sometimes. He's purring right now. Let me see if I can get it.
He's just a cat.
Can you hear him? Do you hear it?
It says here links won't show up in chat.
Yeah. Well, if it won't, then can you PM? Well, what link are they trying to send anyway?
Prostate Linda James, if you can let me know if you want. Oh, hey Laura. Yeah, if you want us to know what links that aren't showing up, Asher will do his best to get those fixed. Because I don't know what the heck.
Well, I mean, links don't show up in chat, but if you need to send me a link, send it to the Facebook page that I have set up for this YouTube channel. It's the One Bun. Or send it to my actual YouTube channel. You can PM me there. And I know there's one person out there who has PM'd me and that I haven't gotten back to yet, but that's it's honestly because I've been super duper nonstop busy. But don't worry, I know you're there and I've seen your message and I'm getting back to you. But if you need to, but that's because it's about something specific, like time sensitive. That's why I have not yet been able to get back to you. Now, as far as everybody else, if you're trying to send me a link, send me a link, and I will check it out. I'm thinking of going short. What does that mean, April? Going short?
You see on your gorgeous hairstyle.
Oh,
and then April saying, "Yeah, I'm going to go in short too."
Yeah. It's
Everyone
it's a good style. It's you wake up and you smash it into a hat, and nobody has to see it all day and know that you have not cleaned it in a week. Just kidding.
What's not to like? What's not to
No,
like?
it had more volume earlier today, but I was just like, it was. Now it's flat. Yay! Those are good chestles. Those are good chestles. He's like,
Right.
I hate my life. I am an evil cat.
His little paws.
With an equally evil owner.
Gonna punch you in the face.
He's purring, but he wants to die. Look at him. Look at that face.
He does look a bit grumpy.
Just like me. He looks just like my shirt. Except the eyes are a different color. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, Chester? All right. Sorry about the cat. Bye, Stacy.
See you, Stacy. Take care, buddy.
Yeah, sorry about and thanks for the nice compliments on the hair. Everybody who was saying that, I have no idea who said that.
I think it's
Stacy.
Yeah. Really.
Thank you, Stacy. Oh.
Oh,
yes, of course he's biting me now. But yeah, sorry about the sidetrack with the cat. He just really, everybody likes the cat. They always point him out, and then he starts eating me like he is now.
His shelf now, I think. Back on your shelf now, Chester. There's a good.
All right, cat, go back to the shelf where you live.
Back to that shelf. Go on. Back to
I
your
love you.
ear where you can say kingdom.
He jumped off. He's gone. Okay, so where were we? Um, yeah. So yeah, that's a good. Those were good questions, by the way, about the about the dress code and stuff. Like, no, you don't have to dress up. Neither for a Kingdom Hall Crash nor a memorial do you need to dress up. Truthfully, because you could just be you could go as an apostate, not apostate. You can just go as an apostate. You can just go as a worldly person who's just interested. You know, like, oh, I'm checking out your meeting and stuff. Oh, by the way, you got a comment in the chat. Keep ticking, Hilton.
I have no idea what that means, Geary, but thank you. I'll pass it on to Sir Elton, shall I? Because I'm not actually Elton John. I wish I was. I love his
Oh,
money.
speaking of keep ticking, that reminds me. Somebody has stopped ticking as of last night. That would be Stephen Hawking.
Yes, I was going to say that to you earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Big loss. Hawking radiation. Very cool. Very clever man. But he was given months to live when he was 22.
Yeah.
And he lived 76.
Hey, he
And
lived long enough to see a movie about himself be made.
yeah.
So
Very
that's cool.
wasn't it? Did you live a good life enough to base a movie on? Yeah, absolutely. He did.
So yeah, rest in peace,
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
He's off to the center of a black hole as we speak.
Oh my god. Did they is that what he had to done with his body? Did he request that it be shot off into space? Well, I don't know. That's a legitimate question. He's a scientist. Why wouldn't he want to do something cool? He's a scientist.
Oh, wouldn't it? That would be cool.
I would if I were a scientist.
They should fly him up and put him in Elon Musk's car, sitting next to the astronaut. Just fly him up there, embalm him, and fly him up into space. And he can, when the universe was new, and he can just sort of that stuff to the aliens. That's a bit tasteless, but hey, it was quite funny.
So the answer is no, there's no dress code for you if you want to crash something. There's really no dress code for crashing, but some people speculate and have their own opinion on the fact that, yeah, it does matter if you dress up or not. They think that witnesses will listen to you a little bit more if you dress up. Not only if you dress up in general, but if you dress up gender specific. Yeah, people are weird about that. They say that, oh, if you're a woman, or at least if they think you're a woman, dress like a woman because you have to conform to their crap. Otherwise, they won't take you seriously. They're not going to listen to you if you look like crap or whatever. I've actually been criticized for not dressing up and being in a nice, elegant, JW style, JW regulation length dress. But, to that I say, okay, well, let's see you do it then, and go ahead and do it. And yeah, I'll be happy to see the results and how much better they are than mine, and I'm cool with that. I will gladly accept that. I want people to do better than me. Come on, do it. I'm not. That's not even me being a sarcastic butthole. I'm telling you, I want everybody to go out there and kick butt and do it better than I ever could. Please.
Do it. The whole idea of this is that you have pioneers go out and start stuff, and everything improves, doesn't it? So, yeah. And on the dress code thing, I would simply say dress how you want to. When I go to the memorial, I should be dressed in my suit and my power tie, because that's how I roll. But if I wanted to rock up in my jeans and a leather jacket, I would. And it's just the fact that for me, it's going to help my my activism to dress to code. So that's why I'm going to do it.
So do whatever you feel like doing. Basically, is my answer to that, because in the end, it doesn't. I personally don't believe it affects your activism unless you feel that it will affect your own activism. Because if you think something's going to affect you, it will affect you. So don't get hung up on clothes and just do what you feel like doing. And don't criticize others either, by the way, for doing what they feel like doing. That's not cool. Like, let them do what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
Like, if they want to dress comfortably as themselves and attend the meeting, let them do that, because they're going to come across as very genuine, and that's fine. And I'm not saying that somebody who dresses up won't come across as genuine. They probably will also come across as genuine, but like also more polished. And maybe certain Jehovah's Witnesses will respond better to that. So that's why I say takes all kinds. Everybody do you, and we
Yeah.
will get this job done. Just
Think
don't
about
criticize each other or drag each other down in the process, and we can get a lot more done.
Yeah, and think about this: those men and women are deeply segregated in every way in the Watchtower cult, aren't they? They're chalk and cheese. Can't be the same. Can't have any similarity at all because they fucking lose their shit over it. Now, if you walk in dressed comfortably as who you are, that's a refreshing change. Now, some young people in that Kingdom Hall might be suffering from the kind of oppression where they can't be who they want to be. And you going in there and being yourself might just be enough to think, you know what, I could do that. If they've
Right,
got the ball, walk into this Kingdom Hall as themselves, as who they are, I can do that. There's a way out. They're not slitting their wrists. They're not dead. They're in here. They've
right.
got to come in here and be that, whoever they are. That's going to resonate a lot because they are stuck in
And by
this.
the way, if you're gonna go as dressed as yourself, be yourself, as much as possible. When you're in the Kingdom Hall talking to the witnesses, like, because if you're gonna go in like a few minutes before it starts, like, shake hands with them, talk with them, try to feel as comfortable as possible. Don't be intimidated by them. They are just people,
Yeah,
and not only are they people, but they are severely misguided people, and actually mentally enslaved people as well. So don't feel intimidated. Just know that you're there for a reason, and it's actually a good reason for them. They may not see it that way right now, but it is really a good reason. You're like a vaccine. You're going to sting a little bit momentarily, but truly it's for the greater good.
yeah.
We need
Now,
to
Jenny,
inoculate the world against Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jenny says, Asher, I'm going to my old hall, so I'm going dressed up. I faded, so we'll be interested to see what they do.
Right. Yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
dress up, go ahead and do that too. In fact,
this is,
if you're concerned that your presence may draw suspicion because you're kind of a nervous person or whatever, then maybe it's better for you to dress up so you look like you blend in a little bit. um, See, this is why the clothes advice varies from person to person, because it just depends. Like, if you're comfortable being yourself, then by all means dress as yourself. But if you're going to be nervous in the hall and you're like scared they're going to pick you out of the crowd and stuff, then try to blend in.
good advice.
So, yeah. At the memorial, though, truly, it 100% truly does not matter, though, because they will be expecting worldly people for sure.
Yeah, they want you there.
Even
They'll,
worldly family, even family that's faded, they'll expect them there. They don't care if they dress up or not. Actually, that's not true. My family would care a little bit if I didn't dress up. They'd be like, "You didn't even dress up for the memorial." I'd be like, "What? I just got off work. What do you want?" I'd be like, "Oh, can't believe you. You have no respect."
no respect for Jehovah's arrangement.
No respect for Jehovah's arrangement. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
inappropriate.
No
Yeah.
respect for the Black Mass celebrating Jesus' death.
Oh, so true. So true. And that's another thing you could put on your signs. You could just do this one. Yeah, I'll just do an automatic. I love my whiteboards. Being a teacher is cool. Now let's see. Uh, oh crap! What was it? This is a live poster, folks. Live on air.
Well, we're
We
going to
could
be
have.
doing a bit of that tomorrow or possibly Friday, depending on what I decide to pick for tomorrow's. What is that? John? Ooh, hold on. Holy shit. It
Can you
says,
see?
it says, John Cedars, 8:53. I'm just kidding. Will you partake? Will you? That's
Boom.
a That's a good, yeah, that's a good scripture. And oh,
You
by the way,
stand
somebody
up.
has brought up before that Jesus wasn't just talking to the anointed; he was speaking to everybody because he did indicate everybody beforehand. Plus, none of the people he was speaking to at that moment were in fact anointed.
No, they weren't.
So he couldn't have been speaking to the anointed. He was speaking to whoever was taking a sip of his blood,
Yeah, yeah. So it is everybody.
which is everybody. He invited everybody to do it. Do it or else you have no life in you,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's what it says.
Although
So,
there is an argument to be made for the whole, oh, well, you're saved simply by the grace of God, right? Like, because you call on his name and you're just saved. By the grace of God, you are saved.
yeah,
Yeah. So there's all
we should
that.
buy on that one.
Did you say, would you like me to testify?
Let me to testify.
Does anybody want Rick to testify? Type testify in the chat if you would like Rick to testify now. And type no if you don't want to hear it. Please enter your votes now.
This is what's called interactive activism, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
Lord.
what we're here.
Here is my pen. My pen is up. Of course, it's in my butt. Where else would it be? Look at Chester. Look at him grooming himself up there, all cute and fluffy.
He is so
Little
cute.
jerk. He's so evil.
He is.
He bites me and he ruins my stuff. Pees on my posters. He peed on my posters, by the way. That's why I don't have any today. So thank Chester for that. But
Didn't you? You had to do it.
Chester sucks. I've had a bad night anyway. Whatever. It's been a long, horrible day, and it's not even over yet. Not even a little bit. Still got several hours left. So.
You're here with us, so well done.
It's almost over for you, though, isn't it, Rick?
I don't know. What is the time now? I have to look at my watch.
So let's see. I thought. Wait. So it's John 6:53.
Yeah, but I've got another one about how you're saved. I'll post it if it comes.
I'm writing these down. Ass.
There's a singular lack of response from the live chat about this.
Well,
So I don't think.
I guess they don't want you to testify. Then that makes sense. All right then. Cool.
I don't mind.
No,
Being
that's all right. It's really all right. We're good. we're good. We got it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, very truly I tell you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you.
Yep.
That's depressing. If you're a Jehovah's Witness, that should be very depressing to you.
Yeah. Oh, that's something I wanted to talk about. Thank you. That's a good segue.
Mental illness?
Yes, we'll talk about that further, though, won't you? I was just this bit of unwitnessing today. I thought I'd share with everybody.
Oh, nice.
My mum's got a really nice new pal. They're both a bit eccentric and they hang out and they're cool. And so her friend came round today, and I was telling her about the child abuse that went on in the Kingdom Hall that I shared back in the 80s and how the man's in jail. And then I did a really good, this really worked. This was really effective. And we started chatting, and I started using the old Bible to try and talk to her about stuff, as I have to. And I said to her, okay. And we started talking about that lady who was caught in the act of adultery. Good, that's how embarrassing is that? And then led out to Jesus and said, look, we found this woman up to no good. What do you think we should do? The law says we should stone her to death. And then he says, let he who is not sinned cast the first stone. And we were talking about that. And I said, okay, can you show me that in your Bible, please? And she goes, yeah. I said, go on, get your Bible out and show me. So I got the Bible and I said, it's not there. And she was shocked. She was absolutely shocked that it wasn't there. She just assumed that it was. This is the level of attention to detail we've got in these people. They don't even notice when a bit's missing. They just assume that it's there. Wow. But it really did shock her that it wasn't there. And then I did the famous witness scare 'em moment right at the end of the Bible. It's got the old scare tactic in it. So you get to the end and you go, "Oh, finish this bugger at last." And it says here, uh, if anyone takes anything away from the words of the scroll of this prophecy, God will take his portion away from the trees of life, and out of the hope things which are written about in this scroll. So yeah, I think that was quite effective. And the thing is, whatever we say, we don't know how it's going to go down. But do it. Do something.
Yeah, I
it's an
can't
interest.
I can't wait to make some of these signs tomorrow on the stream. That's what
That'd
I
be fun.
plan on doing tomorrow, by the way, guys. I think I've decided I'm going to go ahead and just do part 2 tomorrow. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do part 2 tomorrow or if I wanted to do the local needs talk that I wanted to do tomorrow. Oh, gosh. That makes me want to vomit a little every time I say it.
So that's a classic. I'd like to see that too, Mutt Floyd. I think that would make me laugh my arse off. Really would.
What?
Mop says, I would pay good money to see Rick in a Donald Duck outfit singing Candle in the Wind.
Oh, no.
Quack.
How
That
much
would
money are
be.
we talking? Rick,
Yeah,
will
how
you do
much?
it for $1? Will you do it for a Klondike bar?
A time bar. What the hell is that?
Oh, it's an ice cream.
What
The
is it?
the
A nice.
whole the whole the whole advertisement for that thing is, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah. So, would you do it for a Klondike bar?
It'd have to be the best ice cream in existence for me
It's
to do it
kind of
for one.
mediocre, actually.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, I mean, it's not my fault. That's the damned ice cream's fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. Well, I mean, sure, no, really, it's not. It's not my fault. Anyway, let's see here. What's going on in the chat, by the way? Anyone have that one flyer link that Stacy Lopez had that one day? Hey, thanks for this chat. Yes. I don't have that link. I can get it from Stacy though. I'll ask her for it, and if I grab it from her before this stream is over, I will go ahead and just edit the thing so that it has the link in the chat right now. But if not, I'll just put it in afterward. So yeah, I'll have her grab me that. I'm writing that down on my list of stuff to do after the stream or during, but things I need to get basically. Let's see. All right, what else do we got?
Oops.
Oh, I was wondering, are you quiet? You're typing in the chat. Should have known.
Yeah, I can't do two things at once. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, good news, guys. We have one dislike on the stream right now. That means somebody doesn't like
Oh,
what we're doing.
I don't like what you're doing, but I ain't nothing.
That's fine. Like I said, if you don't like what I'm doing, you're entitled to dislike my, whatever it is, anything. My work, my video, my personality. It won't hurt my feelings. No, I mean, no, I'm not here to these particular I have videos on my channel that are for entertainment purposes. This isn't really an entertainment type video. So I'm not gonna really, my feelings aren't gonna be too hurt if you don't like what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you're not going to get butt hurt if people don't like the format.
That's fine. You can disagree, and I totally get why people would disagree with certain stuff that I say on here or the way that I do certain things. That's fine. So cool. Do it. And the only thing I ask though is do something. Then do something. Show me how it's done then. Do it better. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Criticize the heck out of me if you want. I'll take it. I can take it. Just also do something. Don't let it be, just a bunch of words. Okay? Cool.
Great gag.
Don't let it just end at your dislike. Don't let your difference in opinion end right there with your dislike. Get up out and get out the door and go do something and show me a better way, basically. All right, cool. That's probably like the billionth time I've yelled at everybody for that. Sorry. Let me see.
Right, people are reluctance off. Evening all. And it says, love what you're doing, one bun. Yeah, I agree. Good job, mate. Good
probably
job.
That dude BGL. I don't know any BGL. That thumbs down calls for a different finger up.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Oh boy.
Most amusing, people. Most amusing.
Hey, unreluctant. Let's see here. Oh, is unreluctant leaving, or has unreluctant just entered?
I think they're all.
Or did Dawn leave?
I don't
Either
know.
way. Anyway. All right, so back to the back to what you can put or in your little speech. We do talk very frequently about the following topics: the blood doctrine, the shunning, and how that relates to things like suicide and breaking up families, and of course the infamous two witness rule. That one's like the worst. Actually, gosh, I can't. Actually, it is probably fucking. It's the worst. The fact that my mom was taken away because of the blood doctrine is horrible. It really is. It's truly awful, and I will never, ever have another mother again. But I can't imagine being a child who has to live with the kind of crap that is allowed because of the two witness rule. That is like both being dead and alive at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mentioned the shunning, Dawn. Oh, and bye, Dawn, if you're leaving. Hey, it's Down with the Tower. Hey, Adrian, I don't know if you caught yesterday's stream or not, but Black Sheep was trying to talk to you about possibly you coming on here, or you doing a stream with us where we talk about your legal stuff and everything, and try to get you some more support, try to kind of get it passed around a little bit more. And we'd have you and a few other apostates like Stacy, Trisha, Zeb, all the goodies. But yeah, if you can get in touch with him, he'd like to talk to you about that if you could, or you can tell me or whatever. It's all good. Anyway, we're rooting for you, man. I hope everything's going okay. I'm gonna keep linking your stuff in my stuff until you run out of time, basically.
Yeah, all the best.
Yeah, definitely,
I'm sorry
man. Your fight is our fight, man.
And like I said to you in my comment on your video, I'm just so glad you are seeking legal representation, because I think the Watchtower are going to want to really try and use this, not so much as a precedent, but as a pattern that they can just churn out across the country. State law allowing for that. It's just like a pressed thing out. Ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. If they turn up, you do this. So,
Adrian, you wouldn't have to be on camera. He's saying he gets nervous about interviews. You wouldn't have to be on camera. You could just be a logo on the screen. It'd be almost kind of like your crushes, because you would just basically, it would just be your voice, basically, just like in your crashes when you're talking to the witnesses.
Yeah, you can just have a little picture you want. It'll come up on the square, and then when you come up on the screen when you talk, it'll just be that.
Yeah, picture. Or you could point it at a stuffed animal, like April said. That'd be cool. You can make the stuffed animal move and everything. Oh, hey everybody, this is Adrian. I don't know why I gave you a falsetto voice. I'm sorry.
To get a kick-ass Batman and say, "Hi, I'm Adrian."
But
Do you
yeah,
know what?
I mean, the kind of streams that we do, I don't know, you've seen them. Like, we're not like very serious and rigid here. We're pretty chill.
Yeah.
Like we don't. It's not going to be like something that you would probably need to be nervous for. But I mean, like anyway, if it's something you want to think about, go for it. Get in contact with me or Black Sheep. We just want to help you out, man. We want to get some more eyeballs on your stuff. I mean, like I know you have a buttload of subscribers, and I have like barely any, but like we figured like do a telethon.
It,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something like that.
Of
We'll all like
of this
karaoke
to
or
help.
something. But yeah, it was supposed to just be kind of like a discussion, but also be kind of fun, something to maybe bring awareness and all that. Anyway, next topic. So let's get
Use
back
my
to the
Smurf.
let's get back to why we're really here, and that's trying to figure out stuff that you want to say during the memorial, and or I guess any Kingdom Hall Crash since we're here. Um, right. So those are the main topics that we discussed. The main three, the
Yeah.
big three. But there's also a fourth one that I want to try to introduce this year because it's really important and it gets overlooked. And this is something that Spoonfed No More has mentioned. She's done a video on it recently. Mental illness. And a light does need to be shown on mental illness. So that could be a topic that you could bring up because I know people are always telling me, hey, I really want to go and crash a hall, but I don't have anything that has personally like affected me that much. Like I feel like I got away pretty lucky actually. I didn't get abused, nobody's shunning me, and all that jazz. No, and I didn't die from the blood doctrine, so I'm fine. So I don't have any reason to go in there and say anything. It's like, well, first of all, yeah, you do have a reason. All the people that are being shunned, that are dying from this stuff, that's your reason. And the fact that your family might still be trapped in there, or if they're not, friends that you used to have, that's a good enough reason. Plus, the thing that could possibly affect you is mental illness. I don't think anybody, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, I don't think anybody, though, escapes from the cult without having a touch of something. Okay? We all get depression or something more severe like schizophrenia, or there's borderline personality disorder. That's very prevalent in the organization. There's lots of stuff. Anything from psychosis to just seasonal affective disorder to anxiety. There's everything. Okay, so like we all have something. That's one thing I think all of us probably have to deal with. All of us that have come out of the cult. So since that's the case, that means that every one of you, every single last one of you, does have something you can speak about if you want to go to the memorial. Talk about how mental illness affected you and how it's, making your life or other people's lives more difficult, or how it completely ruined them in some cases, or how in some cases somebody took their life.
Yeah. Sadly, too many.
And
Far
you
too
can
many.
if you also have the whole shunning thing going on, then you can also connect the two and say, and the shunning is aggravating the mental illness if not causing it. So I mean, it would definitely be exacerbating, I would think, because like you would probably still have mental illness even if you weren't being shunned because of the way that the cult conditions you. We were talking about this before the stream about how they program you to behave and expect other people to behave a certain way, and how you can't really function as a human being like a normal person in relationships, right? Like you end up
Yeah.
behaving like kind of like a crazy person. Like you can be jealous or paranoid or just have negative expectations of people right off the bat and just be generally distrusting or mistrusting, excuse me. Yeah, you can't, you just can't function like other people do.
And this also the opposite is also true, isn't it? You can come out of the cult and you can play victim to someone else who exhibits that bite method. Immediately, people leave cults and go and join another one. It happens. People leave the Watchtower And yes, they distrust people, but certain people might just have those indicators going, and you might be steered towards people who actually aren't good for you at all. And to try and get some level of balance back in life is the goal, and it is incredibly difficult. I'm still on that journey. I'm
I'm still
definitely
on
better.
that journey.
I'm definitely better than I was, and I'm really happy about that. But there's way to go yet. That's for all of us. And the goal is to be that balanced individual. We were always at the extremes, always. We were never in the middle, never balanced, never being a full person, ever. And that's really, really horrible and really sad. But that's the truth of it. Like, every single one of us was this imbalanced individual. No way out of it, because that's how they programmed you to be.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat because April said, so true, other guy. Sorry, don't know his name. It's Rick. Slick Rick. You
I
can
thought
call
I
him
was.
Rick, Excelsior, other guy. He responds to all of those, actually.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, my name's Rick.
No, she's not a man. She's not a man.
Sorry.
She's an April.
No
um,
apologies.
just like the month that's coming right up as soon as the memorial's over, which will be the special talk, which I plan
A
to crash too.
worldwide presentation.
I
On
cannot
why.
wait to crash the special talk. I'm also going to try to crash a bunch of carts and stuff before that, before the memorial. I mean, like not literally the same. Well, I guess I could do some the same day, but also like the day before that, and like pretty much the week leading up to it, just go hard on him.
Here's another thing I've just thought of is if we do indeed have this special talk coming up. So for those of us who can't go into Kingdom Halls, why not why not phone them up and say, "Oh, I've heard there's a special talk. When's the special talk on?" And they'll say, "Oh, but the special talk is on at 2 p.m." And while you've got them on the phone, you say to them, "Oh, did you hear about the Australian Royal Commission? That was terrible, wasn't it? Did you look that up? Case study 29." Durr! They've heard those words. Leave an answer phone message. "Oh, I'd love to come to your special talk." Oh, lovely. Dangle that carrot. "Oh, someone wants to come to our special talk. This is scrumptious." And then,
I
god
can get
damn
like an hour or two out of this on my field
it.
service report. Yay!
Isn't it?
Maybe I can get a
Now,
Bible study.
people say that this is a coincidence, but I leave it to the individual. Bible study, bullshit. Coincidence? Or is it the universe? Who knows? BS.
I had a Jehovah's Witness say the same thing to me about bachelors of science.
Oh,
It's like,
that's so.
yeah, right.
Yeah, as if you could get a Bachelor of Science. God damn it. The thing is, that person probably could if they had been encouraged
Yeah.
to value education
Oh my
in themselves.
goodness. All
That's
the
sad, isn't
things
it?
that people could have done that I know from the cult. All the things they could have done. The wasted potential. The lost genius like potential that we had for some of these
Yeah,
people. I swear it's very sad. Like we could have had the world could have been a very different place for all we know. We could have had somebody discover some really crazy technology, but they were in the witnesses, so
yeah.
they didn't get to go to school.
And they told the elders about it, and then they put it to head office, and they got smuggled off to the baptismal research department, never to be seen again. Coming up with crazy end of game routines for the Watchtower. I wonder if they've got like a secret lab somewhere. That would be cool. Ah, you
Oh,
get
I'm
a
sure they have all kinds of secret stuff that we don't
yeah.
know about. Like we probably barely scratched the surface of all the really crazy stuff that's going on in that organization.
I agree, but also I think we need to be careful of some of the conspiracy theories. Take them as you would any theory or any hypothesis. Let's not give them the glory of a theory. Let's say here's a hypothesis that something happened. You can just use Occam's razor. You can say, okay, what's the most likely explanation for this? People are stupid. People are lazy. People make mistakes. People believe every kind of bullshit you can imagine, and then some more. And that's a much more likely explanation for me than any kind of alien abduction and or whatever, whatever conspiracy hypothesis is presented to me. Just saying. So yeah, fear is something we come out of the cult with whole heaps of it and dollops on top of more.
We come out
So
very, very damaged from the cult because we already have the disadvantage of one, probably not being educated, two, not having any support system, and three, being woefully socially inept on top of all of it. So yeah, that's just really bad. That's not a good start. That's not a good start. It's pretty
and
bad.
also and you're running to catch up. As soon as you're out, you're running. You're running to find a group of people that you can hang out with. You're running to try and fit in with wider society that you've
Yep, and that
despised.
makes it easy for you to fall into yet another trap.
Exactly, because you stumble and fall because you're running all the time.
You know, I've be careful because I've run into groups out there. Like when I was first looking around online to see if there were any Ex-Jehovah's Witness groups, um, I ran into a few groups that were actually local meetup groups, and I was like, oh, good, a local meetup group. And then it turns out it's really just a front for like people that are trying to convert people
Yeah,
to their church.
yeah.
And I'm like, this is just like the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But one question: did they have a snack table?
Did they have a snack table? I don't know. Wasn't mentioned in the invitation, but all I do know for sure is that there were dues, and also it was run by a preacher, so I don't know. I just didn't like that. I didn't like that it seemed so underhanded. Like if they had said straight up, like we're a Christian group
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're trying to get people to come and attend our church, and we especially want to help Jehovah's Witnesses because they're a specific group of people that need particular type of handling. you know um, that I would at least respect. I'd be like, okay, fine, at least they're telling you exactly what they are.
yeah.
That's cool. But just saying that you're a regular, ordinary, just a group to meet other Ex-Jehovah's Witnesses so that you can, I guess, commiserate and also help each other out, like that's kind of, I don't like that.
Yeah. Really, we've just got to remember this fact. No one here is going to save you. No one. You can go and get professional help because that's what you need. Yeah, meetup groups are great. Check them out first. See if they've got some feedback. Ask some other people. Just be cautious. Don't be paranoid, but be cautious. You've just come out of a very, very controlling organization, and there's a whole heap of people out there who know exactly how to live, and they'll tell you, and you can pull it off the shelf, and you can have your own little community, and off you go. And that's very tempting, and maybe it will work for you, but there are alternatives. You can sit back and breathe and realize that you've achieved something of great importance in your life. You have actually started a new chapter of your life where you can be yourself. And so you've got to find who you are. I know it sounds like a hippie thing, find yourself, man. But it's true. You've got to go find yourself, find your chakra. And,
No.
you've got to figure out what the parameters of you are. Because you've been at these extremes, haven't you?
Hey, don't knock
And,
over your stand, man.
okay, the stand is fine. It's my
Careful,
roll-on
it's made
joint.
of Lego. It's not like
It's
gonna,
my,
if you knock that over, it's gone.
I should build it. It's simple. Yeah, so you come out of a cult and you one extreme that they've programmed into you. I'll just explain one of them. You are one of the blessed elite group of people, only 8 million or 6.5, that are going to be saved from a cataclysm. You're one of a small group of people who have the correct interpretation of the Bible, and everyone else is wrong, which makes you egotistical as fuck. Let's go to the other extreme now, where they place you at the same time. So you've got all this ego, you're amazing, you're fantastic. On the other extreme, on the other end of the continuum, you are this undeserved kindness. You need works to befit repentance. You never do enough. There's a sister in Africa that crosses crocodile-infested rivers and walks 50 miles to the Kingdom Hall. Why aren't you there more regularly? Guilt, fear, guilt, obligation. You're nothing without us. So those two extremes exist in the mind of every Jehovah's Witness simultaneously. And that, I don't need to tell you, is mental health overload. Right there, just that one that they do to you. There's lots of others. Just that one is enough to send you into mental illness. So it's no surprise that if you come out of the cult that you have mental illness, mental health issues. You're going to. I sure as hell did. You did. Everyone does. There's nothing shameful. We didn't ask.
No, there is shame involved, but it's not on you. It's on Watchtower.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing shameful in seeking help, because the shame, as you quite rightly say, Asher, is squarely in the court of the Watchtower Society, because they know that they're doing that to you. This isn't a bunch of well-meaning folks bumbling about going, oh, we should teach them that God loves them and they're amazing. Oh, we should teach them that it's undeserved kindness. Oh, what a terrible mistake. They've deliberately done that. It's absolutely deliberate. And that, in my moral universe, makes them evil, because that was a deliberate act that they did. It wasn't a mistake. So definitely seek help. And if you're going to seek groups of people to help you out, do your research, take it slow. You don't need to meet at people's houses. You don't need to give out your personal details.
No.
You need to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. And people, if they're actually nice people, will respect and honour your boundaries. They won't question them.
Just kidding.
But you know what I mean? You know, if it's, someone's not respecting your boundaries, they're not respecting you. Simple as that. And they're not the kind of that you need to be with, especially if you've just left a cult, because they will just bring you down and give you negative things in your life.
Oh yeah, so, just a random side note, like, just to be real here, like, watch out for some ex-Jehovah's Witness groups, because if you're just barely out and you're still kind of like a little bit, how do I put this gently? Sexual things bother you. Certain groups may not be for you, because ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, as you know, they just came out of a cult, a very sexually repressive cult. So like, sometimes there can be some interesting posts in there, and people can get kind of flirty and stuff. And that can be kind of annoying if you're really not in there for that. So like, if being flirted with or being hit on all the time and stuff bothers you, and you're like an attractive person who gets hit on normally anyway, yeah, prepare to be bombarded in the Ex-Jehovah's Witness groups. That never happened to me, of course, but you know.
It happened to me. I was absolutely bombarded. It was just appalling. It really was. And I had to change my name and change where I lived and everything.
I know, that's why he's got that fake name now. I mean, Rick's not his real name.
By no means.
Yeah, it's really, what is your real name, Rick? It's I'm just kidding.
It's Elton John, everybody. Make sure you come to my tour.
Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, there is something that Adrian said a while back that I think I completely didn't get to say. He said, I've heard a brother say from the stage once, I'd rather have a JOB instead of a PhD. The heck? He also said, I went to a meetup too. It was supposed to be on Worldviews, but it turned out to be a recruitment for their church. They kept calling me for weeks after that. Sucks. Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I don't like. You got to be careful of that. You also got to be you got to watch out for, like I said, like groups that aren't really at your comfort level. Now, me personally, that kind of stuff, like I was mentioning earlier, the flirting and all that stuff, that doesn't really bother me. It's just, people expressing themselves because they were, like I said, very sexually repressed before.
Yeah, and remember they're imbalanced people, and so they don't understand.
Right. Like
As
I said,
Jehovah's
yeah. Yeah, like I
how
said earlier, they don't really know how to behave like around worldly people or out in the world. I mean, like it's still kind of a that's kind of like what I like those ex-Jehovah's Witness groups are kind of like ex-Jehovah's Witness training grounds. Like it's for them to get their bearings before they go out into the real world and try to interact with everybody else because like really I mean, I've seen some people do some stuff in there. It's like they're just trying out stuff. They're trying out their actual personality. They're trying to figure out their personality, basically.
yeah, and so
Like,
I
am I
was
the kind of person that likes to flirt and be direct and stuff, or am I the kind of person that likes to avoid that kind of thing? Like, they figure themselves out. It's great.
yeah. So, but all of us at different levels of being able to handle that and understand that people are coming from an imbalanced point of view. So, be as kind as you can, and try and be at least understanding as much as you can that these people aren't necessarily evil people. They might just be they're messed up like you, and give them a little bit of consideration. However, you must have boundaries, and you must demand
Oh yeah,
that people.
respect each other. That's
Okay,
important.
so of balance again, isn't it? And I always go back to this. I'm Mr. Balance.
Yeah, if somebody tells you to knock it off,
Yeah,
knock it
you.
off.
Yeah,
Come on.
and who's in control? You are, not the person you're talking to. You're in control of that conversation as far as from your point of view. And if it's making you uncomfortable, you get the hell out. And if they're nice people, they should be understanding too, shouldn't they? And go, okay, they're going through a bad time. My bad. I'm sorry. He says, hey, well, how come you stopped talking to me? Come on.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Occasionally in those groups, you can find some very unstable people, and they get kind of obsessive and they get up your butt and they start like, hey, why don't you talk to me? Why
Yeah,
didn't you
yeah,
answer me? And then they send you a bunch of dick pics, and then it's all downhill from there. It's just like, oh, God, no. What have I done? Why did I like their comment in the group?
yeah. Because I'm going to. There follows a shameless plug. Um, One of the videos I made was all about this, and it's all about earning points and doing a tick chart of how to date. It's just I'm just taking the piss out of JW dating, basically. If you want to check it out, you can. But the point I was trying to make is that people have a tick chart. Okay, so Asher liked my comment, so that means that yeah, he likes me, and he did this and he did that. Oh, that means that we can go out now. They've still got this mentality. You've got a tick chart, and if you like someone's comment, that means you like them. This is the kind of crazy stuff that can be happening. So a little bit of allowance is made because we're all messed up, but those boundaries must be in place and they must be set by you, and you must enforce them. And learning to say no is so difficult. Whenever
Oh,
anyone in the
God,
cult
yeah.
say yes, don't you?
It was a journey for me to get to the point where I could, assert myself because, yeah, it took a while. It was years. I remember lots of people telling me, like, you just can't say no, huh? Like, you have a real problem with that. I'm like, it's not that. It's like, yeah, you're a people pleaser. And, like, in some ways, I honestly still kind of am.
Hmm.
But, hey, as long as it's not to the point where it's causing me issues in my own personal life, that's good, I guess. It's not bad to want people to feel good around you. That's not bad. So,
See, you've reached
ooh,
a balance. You've reached a balance, haven't you?
yeah.
Like we were say, I, you and I have got so much niceness, compassion to give out, and we're quite willing to do that because we're nice people. But there comes a point when it starts affecting us, and we say, "No, I'm sorry. These boundaries are set for my health, my benefit, my life going forward." And you've buffered up against that. I'm going to tell you nicely that you've done that, and it's up to you. We can continue with a better situation, or off you go. Good luck to you. And that's saying no with your boundaries set. It's not being selfish. It's not saying I'm not going to help anybody ever. It's not an extreme point of view. It's a balanced point of view. I have so much compassion to give to people. You can have that. But after this point, you can't have any more. Unless I want to give it to you. That's my choice then, isn't it? It's our choice who we give our time and attention and love to. Of course it is. But the Watchtower said that wasn't the case. They said you've got to love your abuser because you didn't have 2 witnesses. The Watchtower said you've got to love people you've never met because they happen to be the same corporation. We're escaping these horrible extremes, these horrible demands of affection and compassion to the point where we can choose to give that. And then when we receive those acts of compassion, when we receive friendship, when we receive love, it's actually genuine. Those people actually do want to give us those things, to share those things with us. And that's beautiful because it's not prescribed in a book. You haven't ticked enough ticks on the tick chart to get that. You've actually not earned it, but you've received it with joy, with I want to give this to you, not with compulsion. So that's something we can look forward to, but that takes time to get to that point where you can be that way. So again, set your boundaries, you heal at your own pace and in your own way.
Nice. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah. So, okay. I know we've talked a lot about the things that we should want to discuss, I guess, in the hall. So let's talk about how you say it. You only have like under a minute and a half. Okay. So just say it pretty concisely if you can. Like what I usually say is, if I want to do it in the style of a prayer, I'll say, Jehovah, our Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer and ask that you forgive us for our blood guilt because of our ever-changing blood doctrine. And then I go into where I mention my mother real quick about how she was taken away because of it, and that it continues to kill people because, you know, it changes, it goes back and forth. Then I go into the whole, you know, how also people are dying because of suicide due to being shunned or because of the way that they were affected by the 2-witness rule. And then I mentioned about the ARC, and then I'll usually, I mean, at that point, I'm probably already being kicked out. So like, it sounds like I mention a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. And yeah, I do. I say it pretty quickly, and I say it as, like I said, as loudly as I can without sounding like I'm yelling. And then I'm out. And it's just as quick as that. People are always surprised, like, wow, that crash was really quick. Oh, and there goes Rick. Rick is gone. Anyway, right. So yeah, that's one thing. I like to cover all 3 of those things. You don't really have to cover all 3. If you think you can, go for it. If you'd rather just focus on one thing, then focus on one thing. This time I'm going to actually try to throw in the mental illness thing too. That's a public talk. Yeah, I know it's a lot of stuff that I said, but I say it really quickly though. And I say it in such a concise way. I don't explain everything like I did just now, but I say it quickly. Get the heck out of there. And yeah, I'm going to mention the mental illness this time too. I'm going to talk about how the shunning and the 2-witness rule not only contribute to suicide, but also lifelong mental illness, which, you know, ruins people's lives or vastly decreases the quality of their lives. It's just horrible. Let me see here. Oh, there goes Rick. He's back. So yeah, if you want to focus on just one thing, you can whip out facts about the blood doctrine. You can whip out Bible scriptures for the blood doctrine. Like you can say what I've said before. Like I said it from the podium, Jesus wants mercy, not sacrifice. If you're focusing on blood doctrine, or if you're focusing on the 2-witness rule, you can talk about how it's unbiblical. I mean, it is technically biblical, but it's not supposed to be applied that way. Do you think Jesus would want, you to be protecting child molesters? You could ask them that. What else? Let me see here. As far as the shunning, you can talk about how shunning is unbiblical. In fact, you could even mention how in the Watchtower itself, it says so, that shunning is what did they say? It's a pagan practice? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's inappropriate. That's what it is.
I just remember they said that it's not okay. So yeah. I think that's what they said, that it's a pagan practice. Black Sheep would know this. He's the one who told me about that. Black Sheep, if you're watching this, leave a comment and tell us what it was.
I like that. Admiral Rickover. It makes you sound like an Austrian. I'm Admiral Rickover. Sounds good. Like that.
Right. And so while you're in there, if you want, like I said, you can have your phone in your pocket recording, or if that's not going to work out for you, you can just straight up hold it up and record, because they know what you're in there for while you're talking. It's not like they're going to, they've seen enough videos at this point to where they're real like, they're probably recording us. So feel free to go ahead and record it if you want to. Anyway, also another thing you can do is, if you happen to have another free hand, hold up, either a picture of a victim that you know personally. Like I brought a picture of my mother, and I showed them my mother. This is my mother, Elizabeth, and I, showed them her, because I wanted them to see that she was a person. She was a living, breathing human being, a beautiful woman whose life was wasted because of the ridiculous nonsense the way that they interpret that stuff. I wanted to show them their victim, so I showed them a picture of my mother. You can also hold up the Bible and show them a scripture, or you can hold up a sign. Like, this is why it's a slight advantage to have
pockets. Pockets are cool.
Pockets for or something, somewhere to stick your phone or camera. Let's see here. Yeah, props are good. That people pay attention to props. Just don't use something that could be like misinterpreted as possibly being a weapon. Like, don't hold something up like a stick or something. Like, oh, they're gonna hit us with that stick. Yeah, don't do that. Pick something that's gonna be useful for your message. That's gonna improve or enhance your message. Right, Rick?
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this. My brain doesn't work. Dawn Elizabeth, question. Yes, it comes from the Catholic Church. What comes from the Catholic Church, Dawn? I'm a bit confused.
The shunning, I think. The excommunication, right?
All right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Yes, that's right, Dawn. And I think it was April 1947, I believe it is, Awake magazine, Golden Dawn, it said how that was of pagan origin, and it actually wasn't.
Right.
Their own literature, they said it was wrong, and then a scant 5 years later, mid-50s,
and they're doing it.
I thought, actually, it's a good idea. We can kick people out, and we can have all these little petty.
They're like, I think we had it all wrong. New light.
Got it all wrong, like Wayland Ivory. You got it all wrong.
Another thing that I recommend as a cool idea, okay, is to go in there with a shirt that has something on there that you want them to read. Because if they're not paying attention to you speak, maybe their eyes might wander to your shirt. Maybe they'll be like, hey, that thing says something. And then before they know it, they've already read it. They can't help it. And it's already in there. Like, you can't unsee it. Or you can have a picture of your family member who passed away, or whatever the victim is, whatever their victim status was anyway, whatever hurt them. You can put their picture on your shirt if you can't hold it up, if it frees up your hands for you. Or, put some kind of message on something. Or wear you can wear a head covering for a joke, or wear a sandwich board. Like, whip it out and just pull it out of your purse, or not purse, but pull it out of your bag. And
I would love this. This would be hilarious. Imagine this, Ashley. This would be hilarious. I walk in dressed to code, but as a woman, and I have a jw.org.
Oh my goodness. They'd kick you out before you ever sat down. You wouldn't even get a seat, man. They'd kick you out so fast. They'd be like, "We don't like
Hey,
your kind here."
that'd be wicked. That'd be so funny. Hey, I'm dressed to code. I've even got a head covering. Come on.
And Jason says that they can't read the shirt because you'll be covered with elders. That's not necessarily true. While you're moving at first, they may not catch you. Like, see, the thing is, you won't. The trick is not to go in there like with the shirt just all out in the open. Like, come in with like what I'm kind of wearing right now, and like just kind of cover it up. But then like at the last minute, like unbutton it, and then whoosh, whip that sucker open. You're like, "Wah, cat
Boom!
eyes."
The big reveal.
Yes. No, but yeah, and then like you take that off while you're, while you're speaking, while you're beginning to speak, and that'll draw some attention to the shirt. And then like you whip it open, and then like they see that and take it off, talk, walk around, and like while you're walking, some people might be like actually craning their necks to try to read your shirt. Like, oh hey, I see something, and the elders are trying to cover it up. Let me see what it is. And then,
Okay.
they may actually catch a glimpse, and make sure you have something on both sides of the shirt too. That's why I say just cover it up with this thing at first and then like take it off. If you want to have something on the back of your shirt. If not, just open it up and you don't have to take it off. But so yeah, that's another cool idea. I don't recommend like writing anything on your forehead or anything, because they're going to notice that as soon as you're in there, and they're going to be like, yeah, okay, Charlie Manson, you're going to have to leave now.
I'm just doing a basic illustration here to illustrate my point. Okay. Excuse the terrible drawing, but okay, so you can think about it. You've got your front of your top, you've also got your sleeves. So that's 3 surfaces you can cover. Back, you've also got a big on the back. So you can go for it, man. Whatever you're wearing, you've got a surface, cover it with stuff they need to know. Be creative, that'll be fun. That'd be a right laugh.
Yeah.
Oops. Guess what I've just done?
What?
Worst error a teacher can ever do: using a permanent Sharpie on a whiteboard.
Oh, wow.
You're
Ouchie.
having a bad day. I'm having a bad day. It's catching. I've got 2, luckily. I've got 2, but that's annoying. I have to try and get that off.
Well, yeah. Here, all you got to do is get some nail polish remover, and it'll be right off. You'll be.
But would it affect the surface?
No, it shouldn't. No.
Okay.
Unless you like soak it in nail polish remover, like just let it sit there, then yeah, it'll probably erode it.
Will it perish? Okay, I'll get some nail varnish remover on that bad boy. Get it fixed.
Yeah, just dab it on there with a little rag and
Cool.
it'll
I'll do that.
come right off. All right. So yeah, and so for the shunning, all right, like rubbing alcohol, nail polish remover, yeah, that'll do it. Rubbing alcohol should do it too, yeah. If that doesn't work though, nail polish remover. But
okay,
yeah,
thanks, guys.
So the shunning, you can talk about the shunning and how people commit suicide from that, or how it just breaks up families, and how it turns people who raised one another into strangers, and it's very sad. And Jehovah would not want that. Jehovah would want people, Jesus and Jehovah, right, would both want people to just, to be happy, and to especially to be there for their family. Jehovah hates when people treat their family like shit, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, don't the witnesses ram it down our throat? It's Jehovah invented the family. They always say, don't they? Jehovah invented the family. Jehovah invented the family. Well, if an inventor doesn't invent something without a purpose, okay? If let's presume that God exists. I don't think he does, but just for argument's sake, he's a personification of love. He creates the universe and everything in it, including us. And he decides that the best way for people to be happy as they're social creatures is to be in family groups and have mates and everything. He sets this up, and then he goes, actually, hang on, only if they fit these criteria. How is that at all loving? He set up this universal system. Every culture on earth is settled around families and family groups and social structures of that kind. Every single society on earth. It's obviously part of how we are as people. So if God made that, why would he then have a list of exclusions? That's not loving, is it? Just that simple thought, thinking about it. A God of love, then have exceptions to that love. Well, how can he be the God of love then? He's the God of love. Let's give it a percentage. He's 96 point.
He's the God of conditional love.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a comment from the chat here. We've got Adrian. He said, I may have to shave my beard in order to try to blend in. Yeah, maybe just because of the legal stuff, because of the area that you're in, yeah. But to anybody else, you don't really have to. I mean, and Jason says, I'm thinking of toasting the wine in front of audience and saying, this is to all of your disfellowshipped ones. May they rest in peace because they are dead to you. And then drink. That's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, if you're going to drink the wine, that's another thing. You got to, before you go in there, you definitely need to figure out when you're going to speak. So if you know when you're going to speak, that's great. Make sure you do know when you're going to speak. Have that in mind. Be ready. And expect the unexpected, because, you know, the witnesses are getting a little unpredictable. They used to be pretty predictable, but they're starting to pull some punches. But don't panic. That's all. Just panic.
I think anyone walking into a kingdom hall, you elicit a lot more fear in them than you're feeling, I should imagine, because you're totally breaking with this program, aren't you?
Yep.
There's a set program. Everyone gets up and sings, and etc. And you're going in and breaking this program, and it's very scary for people who are in that kind of control. As soon as you break the program, break the routine, they have to sit and they've got a novel experience. They've got something different, and they're going different. Meeting, strange. Meeting, always the same. This is different. But I say that's healthy.
Here, I got my head covering for the memorial, guys.
Hey.
Aw, the little ear won't stay up.
Here you go. I've got a replacement for you. Hi.
All right.
Enjoy the memorial.
May the generation who will not pass away rest in peace. Do I look demonic or do I look like Batman? I should look like Batman, but I feel like I would look just kind of a little bit demonic.
Like a mixture between a jihadist terrorist and a Ku Klux Klan
I think I look like the Wicked Queen from Snow White, actually.
Yes, you do a bit. Yeah, you do.
Or Catwoman. Oh my God. I look like fucking Catwoman. That's depressing. I want to be Batman, though. Oh my God.
Badass.
Oh, that's depressing. Batwoman. Oh, screw you, Hat. Come on, work with me here. Oh. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna be alfalfa then. All right.
Oh, bless.
Jason says that looks like a flip off. Anyway, yeah, I got my little head covering here, and yeah, I kind of do look a little bit evil in this. That's not good. I look a little bit like a cat too. I don't know why this is so entertaining. Okay, all right. Yeah, see, this would be a distraction for me in the Kingdom Hall. I would be like, I wouldn't be able to take my crash seriously. It would be bad. The kids would love it though. At least they wouldn't be crying. They'd be like, "Yay!" Oh man. The adults would be like, what in the hell?
Be a clown, be a clown.
Oh God. I wonder if that would be a good tactic though, to make everybody laugh instead of scaring the shit out of them. I don't know.
Hey, it takes all,
Ooh,
doesn't it?
what if I go in there dressed like Rick and Morty, or Rick from Rick and Morty? I could do that. I considered that, like, very seriously. Wubba lubba dub dub. Hold on, I can always go in there dressed as hold on, everybody gets one.
Spider.
A pasta spider.
Yep.
My spidey senses are tingling. This place is evil and filled with demons. And also child molesters, probably. So, yeah, watch out for that.
Spins a web any size. Catches elders just like flies.
Watch out. Here comes a pasta spider. Oh, wow. This doesn't even look like a Spider-Man hoodie. This looks like I'm actually Muslim, and this is just my,
That's
what do
your
they call that?
for when you go
My
to
hijab. This is my hijab.
so when you go to your hijab disco.
Oh, anyway, but yeah, enough of that nonsense. Remember the Alamo classic? Yes, I do remember the Alamo, and I remember dancing in front of the literature cart there. That was fun, and I feel I feel such a goof. Excuse me for scratching my chest in front of you, everybody. Yes, I feel like such a goof for dancing like that. Like I don't know how to dance. Like that should be very evident from the video itself. But yeah, I don't know how to dance, and I was just like, I want to dance and I want this to be funny, but I also don't want to look like a complete jackass. And I was just like, and I still ended up looking ridiculous. But it's okay. It came out funny and it served its purpose. Good stuff.
Fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Let's
They
see
won't forget
here.
tour de force of dancing. Those people at that cart will never forget. It was like the Royal Ballet had turned up and done a solo performance for them. That's what it was. Talking about that.
Ideally, you do not want to go in as an obvious woman. My wife complained to me all the time about elders leering at the sisters. Get some acne, then go in. Oh, don't worry. I'll go eat some greasy food. I still have that half a pizza left from yesterday. Oh, yeah, I have half a pizza left. Yes. Yes. Oh, man, that's good. When you find out, when you remember you have half a pizza left over from yesterday.
Yeah, that was an awe-inspiring pizza. It really was.
I'm excited to eat it again, actually. I'm genuinely like, I'm like hopping up and down over here, like, yes, pizza. Get some acne and then go in. You don't have to be ugly to go to the Kingdom Hall. I mean, don't let the general Jehovah's Witness population fool you, but you do not have to be ugly to attend the meeting.
Oh, you shirts.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Although I'm just gonna put this out there. Like, I don't know about y'all's halls, but in my hall, woohoo! It was Fright Night. It was quite it was not the prettiest bunch of people, let's just put it that way. I mean, I'm not anything special to look at either, but like we had some brothers and sisters in there that I was like, how did you get married? Like, I mean, like, how is there no judicial committee just for, just how crazy your hair looks alone? Like, because some people would come in with this. I mean, I'm not saying mine is good, but like, we get elders that come in like oh, like, oh, how's it going? Yes, yes, I'm glad you made it to the meeting. It's good to see you. It's like, did you even shower before you came here? Although I do feel a little bit bad for saying that because we did have a sister who was mentally ill who did have trouble with her personal hygiene before she would attend the meetings, and so I do feel kind of bad about making fun of him for that. But he had no excuse. But she was sick.
Yeah, she was it. He's just a douchebag. He can't be bothered to be at least clean for people. Oh, that reminds me. But back in the day, we had this guy have a Bible study. He's actually a really nice guy, but just really unfortunate. He was an ex-sailor, and he'd had an accident at sea and damaged his throat. And so he was quite a recluse, and he never cleaned his house at all, man. It was completely rank. And you know that the witnesses are the only people who go after those poor unfortunates who, like, their houses smell like 1,000 cats have committed suicide in there or something.
So he
And
looks like the before in a Febreze commercial.
yeah, and check this out. So one of the elders who was involved in scandal later, that's for another day. He had a Bible study with this poor bugger, and his wife used to take along a handkerchief, put it on the chair, and then sit on the handkerchief while they had the Bible study. That's not passive aggressive at all, is it? You're going into this person's home and you're putting. That's going to make him feel comfortable,
I
isn't
had
it?
lots of sisters that were like that. I think they were like, I swear, Jehovah's Witness sisters are kind of like bred to be passive aggressive.
Horrible.
So, like, not trying to be sexist here, but like, that's the way I experienced it myself. Is that they're bred to be a bit passive aggressive, and it's kind of, they don't really have a choice. They're supposed to be quiet all the time, right? They can't really express themselves directly because that's frowned upon. So that's why that manifests that way. They end up coming out and being like, "Well, fine, I'm just gonna act a little bit microaggressive toward you because because I have no other way to do this. I have no other outlet for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that it's a
I'm not allowed to communicate with you directly because that's bad for me to tell
mm.
you that your house is gross or that I don't like you or that you're pissing me off." Like any of these
Oh,
things that are normal and perfectly okay to say.
yeah. It's just disgusting. That's what it is. And of course, I didn't really think about this until I came back into the community. I had my own experience, and to my credit, I was always decent to the women I met. I treated them the same as everyone else. Tried to treat them kindly.
Well, good, thanks.
Uh, so I never got a kick out of being the man because I thought, well, that's crap, isn't it? All the pressure's now on me. That person's 10 times smarter than me. Why can't they do it? And I could just goof up. But this is just horrible. So yeah, passive aggressive behaviour is something that we all have coming out, and it doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it. It is the worst thing in a relationship. It totally erodes anything that's good.
Yeah,
If you can't,
communication is so important,
yeah,
especially open, honest, direct communication.
yeah, absolutely,
You don't have that, then you pretty much have a very weak foundation for a relationship and it's going to crumble eventually.
absolutely, it will.
I mean, one thing or another, it's going to come down to the communication issue.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we got another comment in here from Jason who says, I think all women are bred that way because they can't be physical with men. I think I know what he's trying to talk about. He's trying to say that like it's sort of like this theory that people have that like it's an evolutionary kind of thing for women to be mild like that because it's a protection for them against people that are stronger than they are, basically.
Hmm.
But
Well, it might have an
I don't know.
evolutionary base and really pushed out of whack by our culture, hasn't it? And it's been refined over years and years where men have used that. I think part of it, Ashu, is also that women tend to have a better emotional intelligence than men. I say tend to, everyone's individual, but yeah, I would say that. And so women tend to be able to see the consequences of things rather than just these things are happening. They're not just events, they're emotional landscapes, they're bigger pictures of how these connections work. So I think that's, and then trying to tell men that is frustrating because men tend not to see things that way. Doesn't mean they can't if you talk about things. Of course they can. But these are generalizations. Everyone's an individual. But I would say that pretty much holds true on a general basis. Which is why I always say talk to people. Because then you can understand people and then you can get on better.
That's how you do it, folks. It's simple as that.
And then then you can just get on with your life. You've either got a friend that you can hang out with, or you both respect each other and you move on. Either way, it's a win-win. Instead of this constant losing under the watchtower and having this black and white thinking and having these stupid polar opposites all the time. Because that's how we came out. Don't be that way. It's very silly.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Stop it.
All righty. So let's see here. What we got what we're talking about shunning is good. Talking about the blood doctrine. We figured out how to do that. Scriptures are usually the way to go with that.
Yeah. Say.
And same thing with the shunning thing. Point out their watchtower to them. That's a good thing to throw in there. And let's see here. Yeah, the two witness rule. The way you can tackle the two witness rule is like just simply to talk about the Australian Royal Commission. That's the best way. Mention that. Tell them to go and Google that. Tell them to look it up. Tell them to look up specific case studies, like yeah, like Rick was pointing out right now.
Case 29, everybody. You're not saying it's good. You're not saying it's bad. You're just putting facts out there.
Yep.
This is not in any way propaganda. This is information.
Tell them about the lawsuits that are happening right now in Canada and soon in the United States, and also coming up in the UK. All this stuff's going to happen. Like, tell them about all of that. Tell them about how they are being fined $4,000 a day because they don't want to release their records. Tell them.
Now, I don't know if live chat can help us with this. Hey, Cans. Does anyone know? I've heard that they're not being fined that now. They've settled. They've provided the information. I don't know if that's true or not. So I think if anyone in the live chat can tell me definitively and mark our card on that, because I'd like to know, because it is a really good, useful, and shocking statement.
Repeat what? Repeat that again, because you cut out a bit when you were describing it.
I was just saying, can anyone verify whether the Watchtower are still paying that or not? Because I've heard people say that they're no longer paying the $4,000 a day. So does anyone in the live chat know for sure?
Well, even if they aren't, you can always say that they were.
You can say,
that they had to pay $4,000 a day. They were ordered to pay $4,000 a day. Because they did not want to release their records because they knew they were hiding all kinds of information about child molesters.
Yeah, and again, that is a statement of fact. They can't say, "Oh, that's apostate-driven lies and inaccuracies." They can't say that because these are facts. They're not inaccurate at all. They're the absolute opposite. They are accurate statements, and that's we don't need to make stuff up. We really don't. There's enough fact out there to destroy the Watchtower multiple times, many times over. But I would stress...
come to an accurate understanding of the Watchtower. How about that?
Oh, good. I like it. Trigger. That's brilliant. Try and put loving provision in there. What a loving provision. The more, and if they say loving provision, it's guaranteed that it's going to be something completely evil. It's never something nice. What a loving provision that babies will be sacrificed to Jehovah.
Yes, mention the facts as well. Mentioning facts is always good. Say that there are over 1,000 1,000 child molesters, alleged child molesters that were hidden, and over 2,000 victims of those people. So I mean, just stating those things can be like jarring enough to where they're going to want to look into it. It's going to weigh on them. It's going to like eat at them a little bit in the back of their mind. They're going to be like, hey, maybe I should like I just want to make sure that's not really true. I just want to go look.
That's a great point there, April. She says, make sure you say it was $4,000 a day for 2 years, and then again, totally over $2 million. Thanks for that, April. That's a really, really good point. $2 million. Was that to aid famine relief? Was that to feed the hungry? Was that to clothe the naked? No, it was to
No,
keep.
that was to settle with the child abuse case.
That was to keep a list of over 20,000 child molesters that they know about in the United States of America from going to a lawyer that wanted that to build his case. That's what that $2 million went to. It wasn't to any noble cause, was it? I hope that the court will use good.
That's a good sign idea. I like that one. I'm writing that one down. Candace said, make a sign like Marcus said. Invite everyone to the Lord's meal. Feed no one. Invite everyone. I'm writing that down right now.
Come for the bread and wine. Stay for the cult indoctrination. Or come for the bread and wine. Attend a black mass. Have a bit of a laugh with it.
Hey, ooh, how about I just wear, or how about I write a sign that says, why starve at the Lord's meal or something like that?
Right.
I don't. Or spiritually starved at the Lord's meal. Huh, that's always fun. You can you can play around with these things. You can really come up with a lot of interesting stuff.
Think about it. I don't wish to trivialize what we're doing, but we can take some lessons out of advertising because we do have a similar goal. We want people to go and do something, whereas an advert wants you to go and purchase goods or services. But there's a goal in mind. They're short, they're pithy, and they get the point across. And people spend a lot of time and money making them and having them commissioned. Why? Because they do work in a certain percentage. We can use some of those tactics. So yes, one of the things that works with advertising is to make it funny. There's loads of advertising campaigns where the whole thing is it's a joke, and oftentimes they're the ones that people remember as well. I don't know about you, Asher, but I remember a lot of funny commercials. I don't remember the more serious ones at all. There's rubbish adverts on rubbish. Mute it. Go and do something interesting. That's what I always do. I hate adverts. I always mute them and go and do something interesting. My life is short and very precious. Better things to do.
I wonder if Jesus would have taken a blood transfusion.
As a good Jewish lad, yes, he would, because the Jewish community accept blood transfusions, and they follow the same covenant as Jesus would have done. So,
well,
yes.
then that would be a good sign to have. Jesus accepts blood transfusions. What?
But he prefers Diners Club. Blumch.
How about, oh, no, just if Jesus accepts blood, period. Like, Jesus accepts blood. Or, let me see here. Yeah, Jesus would give you blood. I mean, he would. Isn't that what they believe anyway, that he shed his blood for them? So,
For you, Jesus gave blood. Why don't you?
exactly, that's a good sign. Perfect. Jesus gave blood. That's really all you need to say. Jesus gave blood. Shit. Yeah, why don't you?
Yes, Jason,
Yeah.
all worthy to partake, absolutely. And there's enough scriptures that show that everyone should partake. There's so many arguments from the Bible itself that you can use to prove that every single Christian would partake. So,
And if they try to pull any crap like, oh well, Jesus gave blood on our behalf, so we don't have to do any of that shit. No, don't even let them take you on that wild ride. No, that's not has nothing to do with this.
well,
Jesus gave blood so you wouldn't die, apparently. Like so you would have everlasting life, apparently, according to your own doctrine. But yeah, Jesus gave you his blood, and you should be like Jesus, right? Therefore, give blood. Therefore, accept blood. Come on, it's not that hard.
And the reality is, of course, that now that they've changed the rules, Jehovah's Witnesses can accept blood fractions, and so they are taking blood fractions from the general population and other faiths, whilst never donating blood themselves. Surely they'd much rather have Jehovah's Witness blood fractions. Maybe there's a business opportunity there, folks. we guarantee that all blood comes from Jehovah's Witnesses. Charge a premium because they're so clean. They're so clean and approved.
Candace says, I hear this year the special talk is before the memorial.
Oh, yes, I think it is.
Oh, shit. Well, in that case, I guess Stacy and I are going to the special talk before the memorial. Unless she's not here, then I'll just go to the special talk by myself. Which is fine. I don't mind going to the meeting by myself. You know how much I love going to the meeting. Well, I certainly like it more now than I did before. It's funny because they don't like me there now. And they used to want me there really badly before.
They wanted you there so badly, Asher, that they deliberately damaged your mental health to keep you there. That's how much you.
And they even killed one of my family.
Yeah.
And have enslaved the rest. Nice.
Yeah, how loving and kind, how Christian. Doesn't that bring honor to Jesus? I haven't got a bloody clue. And the thing is, this cult know nothing of love, nothing at all. Nothing. To do that to so many people for such a long time, when there's ample evidence that it's harmful, is just horrible, man.
The answer to that question, Jason, is no. You don't have to sit through the public talk. Of course not. Why would you? You don't have to. I mean, I recommend it just because it's easier to get into the hall because they tend to lock the doors now because of people like us. Which, by the way, you should point out to them if they do lock the freaking doors. You know, that's illegal. That's a fire violation, fire code violation. So don't do that. You can't lock a building full of people.
If you don't want to sit through the public talk, you can always go in after the public talk is finished because you'll hear the song go off, won't you?
Yeah. So well, actually, what you should do is just not. The reason I'm saying and that I keep insisting that you're in the building already before the meeting actually starts is because of the fact that, like I said, they will lock the door. They do start guarding the door more closely once, you know, people are already all sitting down. It's easier to slip in unnoticed if you go in at the same time as other people do.
Yeah. But here's something.
You can always hide in the bathroom if you don't want to talk to anybody, though, until the meeting starts. Like, just hang out in there. Don't flush any toilet paper, though, because apparently that's vandalism.
Vandalism, that is. Oh, okay. Worst case scenario. You turn up wanting to crash the Kingdom Hall and speak to people. You turn up videoing away. Halfway through the meeting, you can hear the music going. Everyone's shuffling up. Everyone's stood up for the music so you won't disturb people to go and sit down. And you turn up and the door is locked. You've got that on videotape. Hang on. I thought this was a public meeting, you say. Rattling the door. Then they open it for you. Say, don't you know that's a fire hazard? I wanted to come and listen to the talk. Have I missed it? What are you going to have next? And then at least you've got them on record being very culty, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
There's another record of just how cult they are.
It's
We're going to lock
nice.
in. We're going to deny you entry, even though your eternal soul uh, demands that you be here. Otherwise, you're dead. Sorry, you didn't fit in with our schedule, so we can't let you in. What a loving.
Um, Candace has asked, "Do you know if anyone will be live streaming memorial crashes?" I don't know of anybody who's like specifically announced it already or who's told me personally that they are going to be doing that. But I've given instructions to people on how to do that if they are going to be live streaming. Yeah, how was I going to say? Oh, I can't remember. Let's see here. I constantly got up a lot during the meeting. Me too, Don. I went to the bathroom all the time and outside. Yeah, that was me too, actually. I would always be getting. My grandma hated that. She had to restrict me at points. Like, you can only go to the bathroom twice during the meeting. That's it. It's like there's no way you could possibly need to go more than that. I'm like, but I have I have a bladder the size of a walnut. You know, like, I mean, of course I was full of shit. I just wanted to get up and go screw around in the bathroom, like mess with things and just twiddle my thumbs and
Yeah,
daydream and flush the toilet. You know, whatever nonsense I could get up to in there. Um, anything to break the monotony, though. Like, I'd get up and go to the water fountain, get up and go and like kind of walk around and look at the bulletin boards and like nod at the brothers, like, oh yeah, don't mind me, I'm just looking at stuff. And they kind of like sternly look at me like, you better sit your ass down. And then I'd be like, as when I was older and I was attending with my, I went with my son a few times, I remember, and he was like crying. Again, I went to the back and I like be like, you know, trying to console him, like trying to make him chill out or whatever, and that was like actually a relief for me instead of, you know, a nuisance. It was nice. I was just like, yay, I have something to do instead of be sitting down and listening to stuff. I can walk around and like get some blood flowing in my legs and my brain and not be just zoning out to this nonsense and being hypnotized by it, because that's kind of what it felt like was happening.
yeah. Well, that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And a
Um,
deliberate act. This isn't, it
oh,
happens.
apparently Maggie and Parker, who are going to be doing the memorial together, by the way, as he said on the stream, are going to be doing their stream live. So
Cool.
apparently those are the only ones that Dawn says she knows of.
I won't be live streaming. My
Yeah.
little phone
Are you
have a
going to
panic
record it
attack.
though?
I am going to record it, yeah.
Oh, sweet. That should be cool. I look
Yeah,
forward to that, Rick.
I'll put it up on my channel when I've done. I'll have a chat with you about how to sort of some advice on what to use. 'Cause I'm thinking of taking this iPad because they all have them anyway, and my phone is rubbish. So if I want to video
Yeah.
any
I mean, if
length
your
of,
phone's anything like your tablet, I'm guessing your phone is the camera's gonna look like a potato, or the film is gonna look like a potato, or it was filmed on a potato. Blech, speak English. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. Even just audio is fine. You don't need to have video, really. Video is just for me to like. I like to get video because one, it shows a little bit more clearly, just in case there's legal issues, what happened. But two, because I get to go back and look at that footage and examine the people that are in there and like check out their faces and see their kind of reactions that I didn't get to notice while I was in the thick of it. You know, so yeah, I
yeah,
like
we'll
it.
discuss it. We'll figure out something. But I'll definitely be attending, whether it gets filmed or not. We'll figure something out. But I think the important thing is get your butt in there and say
Hey, it's
something.
Tom. Tom says, I remember the friends with back problems that would lollygag in the back of the hall during meetings.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
lollygagging.
I like those people that they would take a special chair just for themselves, like near the water fountain somewhere or like toward the back. Like, who do you think you are? Why do you get to go sit over there? It's not like they were an attendant or anything. They were just somebody who wanted to chill over there.
That was fun. Yeah, we used to have go to a rugby ground. It's like American football, but you have to pass backwards because you don't have any protective gear. So imagine an American football game. So it's just a stadium, okay, and these seats were awful. And so they thought, okay, we'll hire out. We hire cushions. You just have to hire the cushion to sit on.
What?
And there were these really disgusting, like maroon and green cushions, and you had to hire them out. And they were about a couple of inches thick. That's just completely reminded me of that when you said about the special chairs, because I was,
Ew.
how much time we wasted hiring
Oh,
cushions.
Tom's got some more comments here. He says, I remember the attendants that would keep ending up in the ladies' room and nursing mother's room. Yeah, ew.
Sickos.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I couldn't believe that nonsense. I actually did attend, I think, what was it, an assembly when I was nursing, and I was actually kind of shocked that because I had been out for a little bit, so I guess my brain wasn't used to being back in JW land, and I was kind of shocked. I was like, "What do you mean I have to go to the nursing mother's room?"
Yeah.
I was like, "You can't tell me where to nurse. This is Texas. I know the law." And they gave me a look, and they were like, "Okay," and they walked away because they know they can't say anything to that because that is the law. I'm allowed to nurse anywhere I'm allowed to be, and I'm allowed to be in the auditorium. So
Yeah, I've never got these squeamishness about breastfeeding in public. I'm not grossed out. I'm not, sexually turned on. It's just a beautiful, natural thing. You're going to nurse your baby. Okay, cool. There's nothing. What's the big deal? I really don't get it. It's not, for want of a better term, and this is chosen deliberately, titillating. Neither is it gross because it's perfectly natural. Indeed, we are mammals. Where does that come from? The mammary gland, which is an evolved sweat gland. That's our type of life we are. So why are we grossed out
baby, you
by?
and me ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do like they do on the Discovery Channel. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's what I thought of when you said that. My bad.
Good old memories. But yeah,
Memories? Who said memories?
memories. Like the something of my mind. Yeah.
Like the corners of my mind. I know, Barbara.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna cry in a minute. I'll cry. Live on camera. Beautiful song. Anyway, I
It is a very
digress.
beautiful
Yeah,
song.
but it's just another thing of women are yucky. Put them away somewhere. It's horrible. Put them away. Hide them away. It's just this constant aggressive put down of women all the time.
A very simple sign you could make would be shunning kills, because it does.
2 words, yeah.
Yeah, there's that. I remember,
Yeah.
Tom says, I remember an assembly in 2002 when the sisters found a peephole drilled in the drywall. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's really
It's
screwed up.
horrible. So disgusting, man.
But it doesn't surprise me, honestly.
Oh no, neither I.
See,
It's
this is what happens when you sexually repress people.
yeah.
I mean, I guess not everybody has to freaking turn into a creep, but like, it certainly doesn't help.
Mm.
I would imagine not. Like, it probably makes it way worse. Like, the creeps are probably creepier faster.
And the thing is, the creepier you become, the less connected to that person you could ever be. That's what's sad, and it's terrifying at the same time. It's sad because you're never going to have a meaningful relationship if you're a peeping tom or you're one of these perverts that don't objectify people. You'll never have a close relationship. and scary because they're objectifying you. You're not a human being. You are that. You are a sexual object. You are a whole, effectively.
Right.
That's nice, isn't it? That's going to make you feel good.
Now, I know I said scriptures are sufficient for the blood doctrine thing, but for me, I personally enjoy, enjoy, it's not really enjoyable, but I prefer, is what I meant. I prefer to use the example of my own personal trauma from that because it is very powerful, I think. I mean, it does seem to reach people. At least people seem to pay more attention when I'm talking about my mother than when I'm talking about the scriptures, which is kind of funny because they're supposed to be Jehovah's Witnesses who care very much about the scriptures. So I don't know. That's just a thought. Like maybe if you have somebody in your life who is no longer with us because of the blood doctrine, maybe bring a picture of them and show them who you lost. Put a face to the victims that you're talking about. Like I mentioned earlier, like I said, I hold up a picture of my mom. You could also talk about how if the only reason you're alive is because of the life-saving blood that you got and that you wouldn't be there to warn everybody. You wouldn't be there like living, breathing for your children, for your family in general, if it hadn't been for blood, you know?
Yeah.
And say that it's, say it's a miracle, that it's great, and that that the scripture is just complete misinterpretation, and that
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Rick.
Sorry, dear.
No, go ahead.
Gonna say, if you've got access, and everyone now does, thanks to the Australian Royal Commission, to the Elders book, look at the consequences if you do have a blood transfusion. The congregation don't know this, and I shall tell you. If you have a blood transfusion and you don't want to be disfellowshipped, what you say is you were spiritually weak and that you repent. And what they'll do is they'll do the checklist, are you repentant? And if you follow the checklist, which you can also use as a cheat sheet because you've got the book, so you know what the answers have got to be, get the tick done and you'll be put on reproof. So you might not, check this out, you might not be able to answer at the Watchtower. You might not be able to go out on service, but you'll be alive. That's the difference. So if your mum had wanted to return to Jehovah's Witnesses and had received a blood transfusion, if she had been repentant, she'd have got a slap on the wrist and off she'd go on her merry way.
Mm.
That's how sick it is. They expect people to die, young mothers to die on a slab, their baby just born. When if they had have had the blood transfusion, the worst case is if they did the tick chart would be a slap on the wrist. How sick is that? And have the audacity to say we're wicked people. How disgusting is that? There aren't even any serious repercussions. Yes, I guess if you were unrepentant, if you didn't say you were spiritually weak, you would be disfellowships. But again, you'd be alive.
Mm. Tom says, if they can overlook molestations, what's the big deal?
Yeah, good point, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's another thing you can say when you're speaking as they're trying to kick you out. Like, oh, you're going to call the cops on me, but not, child molesters? Real good.
Yeah, it's like a kick to the groin to these people every time because there is no response to that. It doesn't make you sound like a douchebag. Mm-hmm. What is the response to that challenge that doesn't make you a douchebag? Anyone know? There isn't one.
Right.
Kick to the groin. They're on the floor going, ah.
Some other tips include don't swear at them or anything, like if you can help it, really. I mean, unless they're being assholes to you, you really can't help it, just I guess. But but really just try not to. Also, like, throw out some websites if you can, because, like, yeah, tell them to Google stuff, but, like, maybe they don't, maybe they're, because Jehovah's Witnesses are kind of conditioned to just trust certain things. So tell them a specific website, maybe. Suggest jwfacts.com. But, or Silent Lambs, or...
I've just had a really good idea. This is something I'm going to do in the future. So I thought I'd share it. It'll just come back to mind. I thought of a bit of... you can get stickers that are easy peel. They just come off really easily, right? So I'm stressing this is the easy peel.
Or a sticker machine like I have.
Yeah, cool. Print up some stickers saying jwfacts.com and stick them on the way towards the Kingdom Hall. Just every so many yards. jwfacts.com. jwfacts.com. Because they're going to park in a certain street. These are lazy ass people. They always have the same parking spot, don't they? If they do street parking, so you know what route they're going to walk. You could just stick them up. jwfacts.com.
Wow.
You're not actually talking. You could do it the day before, couldn't you? Chuck them up there. Well, the owner's going to go sit there and fall off.
Gosh. I really want people to go to the memorial this year. I'm almost to the point where I'm willing to bribe people. Like, I'm this close to be like, okay, how about I give everybody a shirt who goes and says something and sends me the footage. Like, you don't have to post the footage online. Just send it to me personally so I can see that you actually did it. And shirt time. But
fabulous prizes.
It'll be a nice shirt. It'll be a Jehovah Sucks shirt. How about that?
That sounds cool.
Or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be a Jehovah Sucks shirt. It can be like an apostate and proud shirt or something like that.
There's a wide selection of.
But I want people to go to the memorial. Go to the memorial.
Really?
I'm willing to, like, sacrifice, like, my food budget for the next 12 months and just eat ramen forever, and so that I can afford all the shirts from all the crashes.
I told you the solution would be to have a nice little sweatshop in Bangladesh. You don't make them yourself, and you charge $10 for each shirt. Is this going live? Damn it! Our cunning plan has been revealed. We're just in this to make some cash. I'm sorry, Asher. I couldn't keep it in. I thought it's just sort of cash making thing. No, go. This memorial is a really good opportunity. More people attend the memorial than regular meetings. We all know that. It's a one-off. You can do it and then just get back into your day. I think there's going to be quite a few more people crashing than last year.
I hope so.
And, like I said to you before, we're expecting a lot. If you think about regular society, they haven't been raised in a cult where fear of the Jehovah's Witnesses has been implanted. These aren't people who've been raised in a cult. And we go up to them and say, oh, the climate has risen by over 1 degree Celsius. Can you sign this petition? Oh, I'm a bit busy. But your children will be, no, I'm busy. People that tend to be caring but not want to do it. I think if we get one person to write to you and say, thanks, Asher, I went to the Kingdom Hall, to the memorial, because of your impassioned and sincere desire for someone to do something, that'll be a reward enough. And I think you're going to get more than one. I really do. But one would be enough. So please make it more than one, people out there.
Well, alrighty then. I think
Why
with
not?
that, we're going to conclude the stream today, and then tomorrow we're going to pick back up and do part 2, where we're going to actually make some. Well, I'm going to make some signs right in front of everybody. Yay! I'm going to show you how to do stuff, like literal technical sign making skills. We're going to do this, folks. We're going to teach y'all how to do this. Everybody's going to have the tools they need. I will arm you, and you will be able to go out there and do crazy stuff and awesome stuff. and hopefully just good stuff that's totally legal. Talking to you,
That's right, legal
people
team.
with
Legal.
craziness. No, I'm just kidding.
Good.
But seriously, don't do anything illegal. Like, don't blow the Kingdom Hall up or leave a bag of flaming poop on their doorstep or anything like that, please. I'm serious. Don't do that. Bad.
Too bad.
So tomorrow, what time tomorrow? I don't know exactly what time I'm going to pop on tomorrow, but it will hopefully be a little bit earlier than was today. I was supposed to be on at noon today, but that did not happen because life and yeah, good times. But I'm going to attempt to be here like during the day if I can, probably again around noon if possible. But if not, we will roll with it. Rick may or may not be here depending on how late I end up here, but like I said, I'm going to try to be here during the day so that Rick can be here.
Yeah, I'll be there if I can. That'd be nice.
Right. Okay, folks. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And if you can, I mean, during the week, the witnesses are usually out hanging out at college campuses downtown, sometimes airports, amusement park entrances, like lots at parks even, like any place that's going to be heavily populated, you might find some witnesses. Go talk to them. Go practice on them a little bit. Work up that nerve. I mean, it's only Wednesday. You still got some time before, like, you could crash a meeting too to practice. So anyway, just stuff to think about, guys. I want everybody to participate if they can and in whatever way they can. No amount of participation is too small to me.
No, and any is significant because it is getting out of the programming. It is making a statement and making a stand for decency, something the Jehovah's Witness organization has never known and never will know. And for that, you will always receive respect from me because it means something. It's important.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, folks. With that, we are going to go ahead and sign off here. You have a wonderful Wednesday. Take it easy. Don't go to any meetings unless you're going to just crash them. Like, don't go there just for the indoctrination. And if you see a witness, say something. Don't be silent. Speak up. Do something. All right. Have a good one. Take it easy.
Bye, folks.